competent professionals equipped to serve society with integrity and dedication. Now, I would like to call upon Dr. Nandini Ma'am, Faculty Convener and Registered in Charge, DSNLU, to address the gathering.
On the dais and off the dais, my dear colleagues and students across the university as well as Andhra University. It is a great pleasure to have all of you here. And I take this opportunity to have the welcome address for the day. When the National Commission of Women proposed a program telling that can DSNLU collaborate, I think we will be happiest one to. So please come. Please come. Please come. Stephen sir, your name is there.
Thank you.
And I think our Vice-chancellor sir was very happy to accept this proposal. We know we had challenges of doing it because we know we had exams and tight schedule, but still we were happy because it was an offer from the National Commission of Women, and we did not want to lose this opportunity as a national university. Thank you, sir. Asholi sir, we thank you for giving us this opportunity, and I also thank all the dignitaries for accepting the short notice to be part of this event. Thank you so much, ma'am. And when it comes to welcome address, I will not tell about the because university, my student has already done it. But I would certainly feel very happy and proud to welcome Jyothirmai ma'am, because I think I've seen her since last 10 years. And having her and VC sir taking this opportunity and calling ma'am is itself a grace to the institution, because I think as a High Court that this is the first time you are coming for as a guest, and I thank our Honorable Vice-chancellor for bringing her here. She is the proud mother of a proud student of this university. So I think that also should go to her. Her hard work was visible through her daughter being, I think, the gold medalist of this university, and she did not leave it for anybody else. And I welcome you, ma'am. A hearty welcome to DSNLU. Ashok sir, we are glad that you are here all the way from Delhi, giving us an opportunity to work with you. And I think the topic which has been given to you is also being decided by National Commission of Women. And I was just going through that. India is making lots of policies on artificial intelligence and also drone. The recent regulation of 2023 has showed that why we need lot of work to be done in this area. And as usual, we know that the rise and lead concept is itself a challenging, because women have to still break the glass ceiling unless the person who is on your top understands that women can also be a leader. I can understand that in this university, leadership has been always given to women and priority is also given to women, and we are proud to work in such universities. There is no discrimination between men and women. I think in academics also there are discriminations, but still when we are given an opportunity to work and serve the university in the leadership quality, either it's a middle management or anything, I think we learn, and that is what the rise and lead through us, that we can also do work. And I thank Honorable Vice-chancellor for making all the authorities as women of authorities. I hope the other gender will not feel bad about it. Thank you, sir. Then I thank Asholi sir, because the concept which you have given, rise and lead, is a need of the hour. And I thank National Commission of Women for doing it, and we are proud to host the event. Then I thank B.Lavan Kumar sir for coming all the way from Delhi again. I think finance is matter of management, and it is not a matter which should not the law students know. Finance and economics and law go together. I think he will be, for that day, when he is addressing it, I think he will do great justice for being present in this university. We welcome you, sir. Then we also had Sudha, Rani, Relangi ma'am. Yeah, she's on her way, but I officially invite her and welcome her. And then James Stephen Meka sir, and I heard that you are good at all the technology and other part of it. VC sir was telling that. And we are happy to have you, sir. And I hope we can also get a lot of insights from you. Being insights from you. And also, we are proud to have all the other resource persons from all over India coming abroad from Delhi and other places. Pandaya, which I think they are all part of the DSNLU family, extended family. So we are happy to have you, and other professors from Andhra University. Welcome you, ma'am, all of you. I don't think I have left anybody. I welcomed all of you, press, media, everybody, and thank you for giving me this opportunity. And I hope I have done reasonable justice with all the pressure I have. Thank you so much. Welcome. Have a great day of learning, and Jai Hind.
Now I would like to invite our Vice-chancellor of the University, Dr. Surya to give the presidential address.
So good morning to all of you, respected Justice Jyothirmai garu, who has readily accepted when I invited to be the chief guest of this particular function. And we are the minister's joint secretary NCW, and my student B.Lavan Kumar, Andhra University dynamic registrar Stephen sir, and Sudha madam, biotechnology professor and presently registrar B.R. Ambedkar University Visakhapatnam, Andaya and Sudha, my colleagues, and particularly Pallavi and her team from Andhra University College, and our student friends between men and women. All of us are aware about the history, particularly in early Vedic period. There was no such inequality. Women education was there, child marriages were not there, widow remarriages were there. All this type of social equality, economic equality was there in the early Vedic period. But the problem of these social issues were emerged in later Vedic period, particularly caste, crystallization of caste, and women were deprived of the education. And more particularly in the history, the family was emerged from sexual promiscuity to matriarchal family. So when mother is the head of the family, even Karl Marx identified there was primitive communism among Hindu societies in ancient India. As long as mother was the head of the family, the equal treatment of all those people was possible. But because of the identity of the fatherhood and the position of the property were the main reasons for metamorphizing of this particular mother family to mater family to pater family. So patriarchal family resulted into various social evils, and particularly we know the medieval India. Actually, Middle Ages are more brutal than the ancient period. So if any heinous incident is to be compared, it is compared with Middle Ages, not ancient ages, not the modern ages. The reason was, particularly in Middle Ages, the exploitation was prevalent, and that aspect is there. And particularly in the modern context of this particular understanding, gender justice or the equality between men and women are concerned, particularly when the human rights concept was emerged, and particularly we know in order to decode the gender in the Indian perspective, there should be specific social, cultural and psychological milieu using elements innate to them rather than universalizing theories of Western feminism alone. But even then, there are several problems that feminism is called to address, but three appear self-evident. The first, the concrete reality of oppression repeatedly legitimized by legal regulations. So because of the ancient legal regulations emerged out of this patriarchal background, these legal regulations were root causes for the oppression. The second is the issue of patriarchy or the system of male authority, which structures the institutions and organizational rationality which constitute the oppressive and exploitative relations which affect women. The third one is the question of women's sense of justice. or what sort of truth is involved in the traditional male argument that women are different from men and have an undeveloped sense of abstract and impartial objectivity that justice requires. That's why prior to the amendment of the offence rape under 2013 criminal law reforms, the main criticism of the definition of rape was it was masculine gender perspective. Macaulay and other people defined male in masculine gender experience. So you can observe the feminine demand, the gender justice oriented redefined the offence of rape, taking psychological factors, medical factors, physical factors. All these were involved in the modern definition of rape, which was brought under 2013 criminal law reforms, the Indian Penal Code. And actually, when we are talking about the feminist response, so there is equality between men and women. But the radical feminism goes beyond that particular perception of rule of law. Radical feminism challenges even this concept of rule of law, because inherently they were exploited. That's why the problem of women should be understood in women language itself. Once we talked about Raja Ram Mohan Rai, Veeresalingam Pantulu, Chalam and context, modern perception of understanding women problems is, women can only understand the women problem in a proper perspective. That is one aspect. So that's why, as per the themes of this particular seminar are concerned, of course, National Commission for Women, all these institutions were started in the recent past just to address the problems of women. And that too, the identification of the women, urban women, rural women, general women, tribal women, these type of different types of women are there. Problems are different for different women. All these subaltern issues are also addressed by the National Commission for Women, and the present day theme is just to empower the women. We know we have our constitution and constitutional ethos, and we have several general principles promoting women empowerment. The problem is why there is no, of course, at local bodies we have political representation through 30% reservation. But why we are failing not to have 30% reservation in main legislatures, parliament, whether it is Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha or any state legislature. So still now, even though the demand was there, women reservation bill is there, but the problem of non-implementing, non-enforcing that particular perception is also to be taken into account. In modern sense, women representation is more. Even in our college, we have 66% women students. Only 30, the problem, now girls hostel accommodation is what we say, compulsion, and we have some pressure is there on the accommodation of the girl students, whereas 2:3. When two boys are there accommodating in the boys hostel, for each room, we are forced to accommodate 3 girl students for each room. That it shows that women representation in the modern education institutions. So in that respect, we have to understand all these issues and we have to address the problems, all these issues, and the purpose of this, the main theme of this particular seminar is also to enlighten, to empower the women, to understand the issues. So the role of women in public life, the necessity of women to know modern technologies, the artificial intelligence as well as drone technology, and the role of women in corporate governance. So these are the 3 themes identified for the technical sessions by National Commission for Women, and they collaborated with us to conduct this program just to address all these things. I am very grateful to our Honorable Justice.
No one can support. Even with the support of anyone in the world, useless. So you decide. You decide. I'm sorry to say, People do not want sympathy. Maybe woman, maybe a man, maybe otherwise able, anyone in the world do not want sympathy. It's only the support. Support you can utilize when you have decided to be like this, because it is in your hand. For doing hard work to maintain integrity, and to behave honestly and work with all commitment and dedication, nothing is required. Nothing, single pie is not required. Your gender is not required. Irrespective of everything, anyone in the world can follow this. Why are you thinking about what was there, what was not there in your hands? No, that is not the correct thought process. Just I am sharing. I remember an interview that I watched where a father was adamant that his daughter joins a law college, being inspired by Ms. Anna Chandi, the first female judge of India who later became a judge of Kerala High Court. That father was then not aware that he paved way for his daughter to become the first woman judge of Supreme Court, who is no other than Justice Fatima Bibi. Justice Anna Chandi would not have imagined this silent ripple effect. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe the presence of everyone in the today's meet not only adds a different outlook in the institution, but creates a silent ripple effect, inspiring many of you. Women should come to the profession, make mistakes, learn, unlearn, and relearn. I feel proud to say the students from Visakhapatnam, from Andhra University and DSNLU, they are appearing before our benches in High Court every day. They are doing best. You are second to none. They are doing best. Just have a right perspective to move forward. Don't indulge in any such things what I shared because of the misuse of the technology. Law is simply not 2 into 2 is equal to 4. I believe we are armed not only with the legal textbooks, but there are a set of values and experiences that life teaches us. The future of Indian legal system is filled with promise in large part because of the trailblazing women who are shaping that future. Presence of women at helm of affairs serve as a reminder of Indian judiciary's best and brightest days ahead. To conclude, before parting, I want to share the words of Swami Vivekananda, because I believe attitude is everything, whether it may be your personal life, private life, or public life. Attitude is everything. Be positive. వివేకానంద చెప్పే ఒకటే మాట, గెలవడంలో ఓడిపోవచ్చు కానీ ప్రయత్నించడంలో మాత్రం గెలుద్దాం. గెలవడంలో పర్వాలేదు, ఆ కొండ అక్కడుంది, కొండ ఆ కొండంతగా చూస్తున్నాం ఒక టార్గెట్ని. మనమేం చేస్తాం, అదంతా వేరే వాళ్ళ స్టోరీ, మనదేంటి? దిస్ ఈజ్ నాట్ అవర్ కప్ ఆఫ్ ఫుడ్. అని అంటే అది కాదు. ఓకే, ఎక్కావు ఒకసారి, 2 సార్లు, 3 సార్లు ఎక్కావు. ది డే విల్ కమ్, యూ విల్ డెఫినెట్లీ రీచ్ యువర్ గోల్. దట్ షుడ్ బి అవర్ యాటిట్యూడ్. గెలవడంలో ఓడిపోవచ్చు, నథింగ్ రాంగ్. బట్ ప్రయత్నించడంలో ఓడిపోద్దండి. ప్రయత్నించడంలో మాత్రం గెలుద్దాం. దోస్ ఆర్ ది లైఫ్ లెసన్స్. I wish and hope the synergy of this meet will definitely achieve its object and helpful to young guys to develop their skills and update emerging trends in technology, to know the niceties in public life and capacity building and capacity planning to suit to the changing society. To conclude, I am reminded of a powerful quote. Swami Vivekananda, I quote, "The uplift of the woman, the awakening of the masses must come first, and then only can any real good come about for the country, for India." Jai Hind, Jyothirmai.
And profound insights and perspectives of empowering women. Now I would like to request Sudha Prakasa to felicitate ma'am.
I can't say no to your invitation because I have a desire to see any Jyothirmai in this meet. So that is my desire. I'm very happy that I have invested my time in a correct place.
Yes, thank you.
Great, madam. Excellent message.
I now request Jyothirmai ma'am to felicitate other guests.
Inspired us to pursue for the cause of women.
Great honor, madam. Okay.
I'm also really honored to share. All the very best to all of you.
Good morning, one and all. I'm feeling very privileged to stand here and sharing the stage with Hon'ble Justice Srimati Jyothirmai ma'am and Vice-chancellor sir, DSP sir, he is my guru. Shri A.Ashok Chalai ji, he is my superior officer from New Delhi as well as Joint Secretary from National Commission for Women, and other judges, James Stephen Maker sir, and all the students here, staff, and all the presiding members. Myself, I am B.Lavan Kumar. I am Assistant Director General from Department of Financial Services, Ministry of Finance. So, till now, the ma'am as well as other guests has conveyed to you about the judicial systems and your judicial journey. So before going into a little topic, let me share you a very short of my experience. So here the theme of today is Rise and Lead for Women Empowerment. So rise and lead. I stand here because of one and only one person. She is my mother. So that we call as women empowerment. She is the only woman. I have lost my father during my education. And she, being a single mother, she raised me up. She made me study. She sacrificed many things. And she faced many hurdles from the family as well as from the society. I hope you can understand how the society treats a single mother. So facing all those issues, she made me happy. She fed me with food. She sacrificed all her happiness for me. And finally, she made me stand here today as an officer under Government of India through Union Public Service Commission. And I'm proud she's here with me. Our DSP sir, Hon'ble Vice-chancellor, has welcomed her too. And of course, person beside her, Pallavi ma'am, she is also my guru. She taught me during my law career. So I'm feeling very proud to share this stage who are women here. So rise and lead. What does it say? Rise. Women are always raised. And lead. They are always leading. And my department, my finance ministry, our finance minister, Shri Nirmala Sitharamanji. Yes, she is a woman. And the chairman of SEBI under our Department of Financial Services, she is also a woman. Of course, Purna Shakti. Okay, this is women empowerment to be raised up by the year of 2047. It is the target-oriented goal by the Government of India, which has been launched as on war food basis. So, from these experiences of my life, I'm very privileged to stand here. So, from the financial department, so of course you all know about the judiciary, how to go into that, how to travel in that. But coming under the financial services, Union Public Service Commission also offers you a great platform to serve for the nation, apart from your judicial career. So Indian Corporate Law Service is also there, as well as International Financial Services Authority of India, which you call it as a gift city, located at Ahmedabad, Gujarat. And now it is giving you opportunities under legal stream, the officers, as well as Security Exchange Board of India, SEBI, is also giving you the platforms to serve India through legal profession. The Reserve Bank of India is also offering you to serve the country under the legal profession. So many, along with the Indian Corporate Law Service, as well as UPSC releases the notification to serve under Assistant Public Prosecutors under the Union Government of India, as well as Public Provident Fund Department, Ministry of Labor and Employment, Ministry of Home Affairs. Okay, so these are all the departments which are also welcoming you, women along with men, to serve in a par with a gender equality for the upliftment of our nation. As well as Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha is also welcoming you to serve as the young professionals under the legal professionalship. So here, the rise and lead. I hope by the year of 2047, not that much far, by the year of 2025 itself, India will be uplifted with a gender equality. According to 2011 census, there is a gap of 16.4% in the literacy rate of men along with women. So this is quite questionable. But I hope this gap will be covered in the coming days. You, the young generations, my friends, please come forward, please strive forward. The golden words spoken by our Honorable Chief Justice Srimati Venkata Jyothirmai ma'am, please keep them in your mind. Those are very valuable. So move forward, understand the situations, understand your goals, keep them focused, understand your parents, and whatever you do is also making you to rise yourself as well as lead yourself, and finally it rises our nation and leads our nation. One day, I am thinking that I'll be seeing the women who are present over here, the girls, as well as the boys. So with a gender equality, working together for the upliftment of our nation. Thank you for giving me the chance here to preside over here. All the best for everyone. Jai Hind.
I'm happy that you're all alive here. Respected dignitaries on the dais, today's president of the program, Professor D.Surya Prakasa Garu, Vice-chancellor DSNLU, and today's chief guest in her absence here, Honorable Srimati Justice Venkata, Jyothirmai Pratapa ma'am, and guests of honor. I'm so privileged to share the platform with distinguished guests, Sri A.Ashok Chalai sir, Joint Secretary, National Commission for Women, and just now we heard a wonderful young gentleman, Sri B.Lavan Kumar Garu, Assistant Director, General Department of Finance Services, Ministry of Finance, Government of India. And also, I acknowledge the presence of Madam, Sujata Madam, and all other dignitaries. It's such an honor to be a part of this wonderful capacity building program. One day awareness and capacity building program. I should congratulate and appreciate the commitment of National Commission for Women, New Delhi, for collaborating with Damodaram Sanjivayya National Law University, Visakhapatnam, for organizing such a wonderful program. Rise and lead, young women pioneering technology, business and public life. Every word is so powerful. Students, I'll take very little time. With all due respects on the dais, the dignitaries on the dais, I have to leave immediately after this because I have many works, pre-commitments. Surya Prakasa Garu a couple of days back asked me, I could not say no to him because he was our senior professor in our university and Hon'ble Vice-chancellor for this national university. So I'll take very little time. But I request all the students to listen to it carefully. Artificial intelligence and drone technology. This is the buzzword now. Everyone is talking about artificial intelligence, artificial intelligence. What is all about artificial intelligence? You know, we all know computers and computer technology. It's a computing mission. The first computing mission was calculator. Blaise Pascal introduced that small computing machine where it can compute and work for us. Many definitions, but to give a simple one, it's a study of computation that makes it possible to reason, perceive and act. Three terms are used. It is a study of computation that makes it possible to reason, perceive and act. Computational machine, whatever input you give, it computes, it processes and it gives you the result. That's what we expect when we give input. You take a traditional machine, if you give some input, it would not reason. For example, if you say Stephen's age is 40, Stephen's father's age is 20, it will accept. It doesn't reason anything. That's our traditional system. But if you take an intelligent system, it would not accept whatever you give. It's all about knowledge, not just data. We talk about database when we deal with computers. But when we deal with intelligent machines, it's all about knowledge base. What is all about knowledge? Knowledge is just collection of facts. Say if I want to buy a mobile phone, I would ask my son whether he is studying just the 10th grade. But he has a lot of knowledge in that particular area because he is the young man now exposed to a lot of models in that. And if someone asks me why you are asking a young kid, I say he has a lot of knowledge in this area. What is knowledge? He has more information, more facts. But knowledge is intelligence? No. Using that knowledge and the application matters. If you do not apply it in a proper way, I'll tell you a small story. I've been watching you are looking so serious, right? This is a capacity building program. So you are looking so serious to the speakers. I'll tell you this small story for you. You would understand what is intelligence and what is not intelligence. And these two young kids went to the final round of a very important job interview. And the first friend went inside and the other friend waiting outside. Here goes the first question he asked. When did India get independence? Very smart guy. He didn't give a straight answer. He said, efforts began long back, lot of fightings, lot of efforts. After all the struggles, after all the fightings, finally it happened on August 15, 1947. Oh, they were so impressed. They were very nice. They said, who brought independence to us? He said, it is not fair to quote a one name. There are so many people who work for it, who struggle for it. And after a lot of struggles by so many people, after the efforts of so many people, finally we got independent. It's not fair to quote one name. They were so impressed with the answer because they thought he would select one name. And finally they said, what is your comment on the recent corruption that happened in our country? He said, no sir, it is not fair to answer because there is an investigation bureau. It's under investigation, so I have no comment to do that. And they were so impressed, and finally they said, do you want to take the offer letter straight away or would you wait for some time? He said, it is in your hands, sir. You decide. And the first interview is done. Now he was just about to go, and the interview panel advised him, don't give these questions to anyone outside. The moment he comes out, we know you all faced Vivavas, etc., right? So the moment he comes out, that friend is waiting, we are very good friends, please, what questions? No, I promised them, sir, sorry, don't feel bad, I cannot give any questions. Then he said, okay, what promise you made? I promised them that I would not reveal even a single question. Okay, is that your commitment? Then at least give the answers. Then he said, okay, that's not my commitment. Okay, I can give the answers. He gave all the 4 answers. He said, oh, let our friendship remain forever. Thank you so much, God bless you. He went inside for the second person has got inside after the tea break. And the first question comes to this young man. He was asked, what is your date of birth? Then he started saying struggles began long back after a lot of fights. Sir, after a lot of struggles, lot of fights, finally it happened in August 15, 1947. They were shocked. Then they asked, who is your father? Sir, it's not fair to give one answer, sir. Pick one name. There are so many people, sir. Because after a lot of efforts of so many people, sorry sir, I cannot give one name. And here goes the third question. Do you think we are mad? Sir, there is an investigation bureau for that purpose. We cannot give a straight answer. I have no comment on that, sir. And finally they said, do you want us to die? Then he replied, sir, that is in your hands, sir. I cannot say anything. This is a small icebreaker. Friends, think now. He has answers, but he missed the application. See, intelligent missions, the most important part is right application. Is not just having the knowledge base. So we are all intelligent missions. I started teaching artificial intelligence exactly 22 years back. Then there were no practical applications to show. Now, now we have a lot of artificial intelligence missions came into existence. Then I used to teach my students See, we are the practical machines. See, you go to computer lab and you find a computer machine, but I cannot take you to artificial intelligence lab, but we are all intelligent machines, but natural intelligent machines, right? So it is very important to reason before you act. That's all about artificial intelligence. What about perception? A study of computation that makes it possible to perceive, act by reasoning. Now here we go. What kind of problems these artificial intelligence machines deal with? Number one, mundane tasks, the regular tasks. See, we speak, the machine should speak. We watch, the machine should watch. That's the ultimate aim of artificial intelligence. Friends, I tell you, a system that can reason itself, a system that can think, a system that can learn, a system that can exhibit some sort of knowledge. See, we learn every day. Today I came, I shared the platform with all the dignitaries. I heard a wonderful lecture and I have learned. My knowledge base dynamically, exponentially grows every time. That's what the intelligent machines would do. It learns every time, it understands as we understand, and it generates inference. What is inference? See, providing the whole knowledge to a system is not possible. Say, for example, the second task is artificial intelligence deals with game playing, mathematical modeling, and so on. If you take a chess game, that's what we all know. Vishwanath Anand, during my childhood days, we used to listen to this. He played with the computer. That was the first thing, right? The computer plays. Now we have a lot of games around. A computer thinks. I was traveling from Zambia just last week, just 4 days back. And I have a screen before me because that was a long flight. And there was a game, I pressed it. I started playing it, I'm getting a prompting message. Computer is thinking. Can computer think? Yes, artificial intelligence. That's what it means. Computer is thinking. It thinks, it reasons and acts. But if you take a chess game, how the knowledge is stored, not just as a fact, but as a rule. What kind of rule? That we call technically as production rule. A can be B. A implies B. A is the current situation. B is the result if you apply that rule. If A, then B. So if this particular block contains this particular pawn in the chess game, then this would be the result. And you would be surprised that we need 10 power of 120 such rules just for one chess game. 10 power of 120 means keep 120 zeros after 10. Huge database, huge knowledge base, huge production rules. That is just for a static chess game. But when we think about intelligent machines, it's about huge knowledge base. How can one handle that kind of knowledge base that grows exponentially? That's where comes the most important part in the intelligence system is inference engine. Inference. I give only 2 facts. It will develop the third fact automatically. Say for example, you can answer this question. Listen to me carefully. Stephen teaches AI, artificial intelligence, right? One fact. Stephen doesn't come tomorrow. He will not come. Stephen will not come tomorrow. Second fact. I'm asking that question to you. Will there be an artificial intelligence class tomorrow? Yes or no? No. I did not give you the fact. But you deduced a new fact from these 2 facts. So providing the whole knowledge is not possible. I give some knowledge and you develop it. That's about intelligent systems. Friends, I tell you, and final kind of problems that artificial intelligence deals with, the expert system. That is the ultimate purpose. See, the ultimate goal of artificial intelligence is to create an artificial human being. See, I'm here. Can Stephen be cloned as another Stephen? When I'm trying to create a system that can act exactly as a human being, what is the use of just creating another human being when we have enough population on the planet? No, it's not about just creating another human being. It's about creating an expert being, creating an expert system. If there is an expert in a field, for example, in a medical field, can I create a medical diagnosis system that can diagnose the work as an diagnose the disease as an expert? Take a financial sector, take a planning sector, any sector as a matter of fact. Can I create an intelligent system that acts as an expert? So today we see expert systems that can work beyond our comprehension. I tell you, I was in US just a year ago, and I was visiting different states. Finally ended up at Purdue University, where we have an MOU. Andhra University holds an MOU with them, and there were a lot of flight delays. Finally I made it midnight at 2 o'clock there, and 8 o'clock I have an appointment with the vice president of the university. I was serving as an executive council member then, so I was representing our Hon'ble Vice-chancellor there. So that the international director, that lady came. You know, we don't find drivers as we find here. They drive their own car most of the times. And she came and she said, okay, sir, let's go. I was sitting beside her and she said, you know, this car is Tesla, Tesla car. What Tesla car? What specialty in that? She drove up to some extent and she said, sir, now I'm leaving the steering and look at my foot. I removed on the pedals. Now on the automatic driving mode. There were huge vehicles going in front of us. There was a bit of fear inside me. See, I'm on the other country. This lady is showing all that stuff. Then she said, you know, automatically the vehicle is getting slowed down and it is giving the signal, everything. Then she said, do you want to on the additional benefit? Like if I give the command to the car, go to left, it takes left. Go slow, it slows down. Then I said, it's okay. And finally I thought, if they get into the car, if they just give the instruction, go left, go right, go straight, go slow, go fast, it takes us. And I asked her, what is the cost of this car? She said, some $1 million or so. Oh, very costly. Then I thought to myself, in our Visakhapatnam railway station, if I give 50 rupees, auto wallet takes me to home safely. I need not tell even right or left, or straight or slow. Why? He is the natural intelligent machine. He can reason, he can think, and he can act. Always students remember, God created us as intelligent beings. Whereas even after telling so many things about the mission, let me remind you at the end, those missions do not have the ability to make choice. Do they have the ability to make choice? No. We control it. What is drone technology? A mission that goes without any pilot, any driver or anything, I control from the remote place. That's very interesting. In fact, I brought a couple of videos to show you. My apologies, I cannot able to do that. But very interesting. What artificial intelligence today and what drone technology today, and you have YouTube now available. Listen to it very carefully. Machine cannot make choice, but you can, I can. The choices we make today will decide our destiny tomorrow. Yes or no? See, there are alphabets A, B, C, D. B for birth, D for death. Both are not in our hands. But C stands for choice. That's in our hand. You know, madam made a wonderful points. Always aim big. Yes. Jig Jiglar, the most famous motivational speaker, his famous quote is always aim at the sky. Even you miss it, you will end up at the stars. Right? Always dream big. See, when we talk about artificial intelligence, there's a lot of things to say. But understand your value. You are more valuable than any intelligent machine, which is artificial, because you are natural, I am natural. Let me close with this. I started with the smallest computing machine. What is that? Calculator. You will understand the value. If you have a calculator, if you try to use that calculator as 2 plus 3, what would be the value? Hello, 2 plus 3, 5. If it gives 6, what would you do? Tell me, what would you do? You will simply throw it away. You will not keep that with you, right? You know, I have a son and a daughter. When my daughter was at nursery, okay, at the age of 2.5, she was going along with my son to the school. I said, okay, she will spend some time. One day she came back and she said, Papa, you know, I know additions. I said, what is 2 plus 3? She said 23, but I didn't throw her. Why? Why? She gets her value through her very existence, not just by performance. Please understand that point. Missions just to perform. If they don't perform, that's it, over. But not with man. Understand, please, students. If you get less grades, if you get less marks, don't feel yourself that I fit for nothing. No. Let me tell you honestly, before you, I failed in intermediate. Then I realized. Then I faced the bitterness of failure. Then I went on studying 5 master degrees and a doctorate. We failed. Moksagundam Visvesvaraya said, how can one can ever learn if we never fail? Better try and fail than fail to try. Please understand your value. We are talking about artificial intelligence, but we are all intelligent beings. We carry a lot of value with us. And life is so precious. And I love every word in this title, Rise and Lead. Abraham Lincoln said, one who reads leads. And you're all students. And I like the word young. What is the strength of this nation? We have the youngest population on the planet. The most powerful youth who can do wonders. The only thing Madam also quoted about attitude, how you take things. I always like this quote made by the British writer John Maxwell. He said, our attitude more than our aptitude will determine our altitude. Did you understand? It's all our attitude. You know, people think about aptitude. Those aptitude tests, even our IT people, we go through aptitude test and teaching aptitude. It's attitude more than your aptitude will determine your altitude. Never forget that. So it is your young age, young energy. And talking about women pioneering technology. What a wonderful topic you have chosen, sir. Every word. When we talk about technology, why we don't talk about women? I'm so happy there are good women speakers in this room. We always quote this famous statement, behind every successful man, there is a woman. Why not on the other side? Behind every successful woman, there is an understanding man. Madam quoted about Sudha Murthy, madam, right? Sudha Narayana Murthy, madam, she made this statement. Behind every successful woman, someone asked, how can you be so successful being a woman? She said, behind every successful woman, there is an understanding man. Why we still remember Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and Jyothirmai Phule and all these stalwarts and legends? They advocated gender equality. Not only just equality, they encouraged women leadership. I am so happy today, National Commission for Women and DSNLU came together for organizing such a wonderful, wonderful capacity building program. As this is the need of the hour, we need to discuss and ponder on the themes like this. Close with this one quote. I'm sorry I didn't speak more technical stuff because I was told that though you're all laymen to technology, right? So I didn't go into the depth of the technology. If you're very much interested, we can talk later. But I tell you one thing. When I went to New York for the first time in 2018, I visited Statue of Liberty, then people advised me to look at Liberty Bell. I still remember the statement of Martin Luther King Jr. He said, in the end, we remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. Did you understand? In the end, we remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. This is the time that we need to raise our voice. What a wonderful opportunity to think of women pioneering, young women pioneering the technology and the business in the public life to raise and lead this country. Finally, young people, listen to this. There were 4 industrial revolutions. First, when electricity came, people thought, oh, what would happen to this world? That's the time to sleep, but these people are making it light. People did not understand immediately, as people don't understand now artificial intelligence completely. But we followed it. Then came the steam engine revolution. Then people thought, what would happen to the labor? You know, they were pulling the people. Now that one engine pulls the whole people. What about employment? But still we followed. Then came IT revolution. Oh, everywhere information technology. People thought what would happen in the year 2000 millennium year, people will go, what computer is coming up and people would lose employment. No, we followed. And now the 4th industrial revolution, artificial intelligence. And people would talk now even, oh, what would happen if artificial intelligence come? Nothing would happen. The only desire inside my heart is all the revolutions, all the industrial revolutions, Westerners invented and we followed. Let this 4th industrial revolution be led by our young people and let the world follow. Thank you very much for this wonderful, wonderful opportunity. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Good morning to all of you. Respected Professor D.Surya Prakasa Rao, Vice-chancellor DSNLU, Honorable Justice, Madam who had just gone, but she was here as chief guest this morning, a while back, dignitaries on the dais, and other dignitaries of the dais, our dear students who have come from various places, various colleges, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me a great pleasure to be here to say a few words before this august gathering. At the outset, I would like to express my gratitude and also the gratitude of NCW to our Vice-chancellor, DSNLU Visakhapatnam, for accepting our request in having collaboration in organizing this important workshop or seminar. Within a few days, our Vice-chancellor and other authorities, they have accepted our request, and they have made every preparation, every arrangement, and this is how we are here this morning. So we are grateful to you for sparing your precious time and arranging all the necessary things. And also I want to thank the students in the midst of your examination, which has been going on. You have been here to be part of this important seminar. As our former speakers have mentioned, that this important seminar, we cannot just neglect it. Under the theme, Rise and Lead, Young Women Pioneering Technology, Business and Public Life, this is the need of the hour. According to the World Economic Forum, India ranks 127 position out of 146 countries in the gender gap index. 127 position out of 146 countries in the gender gap index. That shows that we still have to go a long way. After attaining so many years of independence, we know that this gender gap index is measured in terms of economic participations and opportunities being availed by the male and female, and educational attainment, health and survival, political empowerment. Also, I would like to share with our dear students and other participants that in India, needless to mention, women consist of about 48 to 49 total population of our country. But as far as the GDP contribution of women is concerned, just come to 18% of the total GDP. Just 18% of our total GDP comes only from women or from girls. And also, 1/4 of India's workforce consists of women. Just, you see, we have almost 50%, if not, 40, we can say 48 to 49, 50, if not 50, 48 to 49% of our total population consists of our women. But the workforce is just only 1/4. And in the MSME, 20.37% of the MSME industry in India is made up of women. Just 20.37%. If you go further, as far as the crime rate is concerned, every year the crime rate is going up. The crime against women is going up. If we see around National Crime Record Bureau, NCRB, 86 rape cases are reported, are registered every day. And that is as far as the registration is concerned. There are many cases which are not reported. And that is why today we are having this workshop, how to address the challenges being faced by our girls and young women. As our speakers have mentioned earlier, that the need of the hour is to empower our girls and our young women. They have to be empowered economically and financially. Unless they are empowered financially and economically, they cannot share the benefits of our independence. Yes, there are provisions Constitutional provisions are there. Legal provisions are there. But unless and until our girls, our women are empowered economically and socially, they cannot progress further. There cannot be inclusive growth unless every girl, every woman of our country is empowered. And therefore we feel that this is the need of the hour to have such important workshop. Women pioneering technology, business and public life. Of course, for one day, just for one day workshop or up to 2:30 or so p.m. We may not be able to cover many things, but as we have these 3 technical sessions, we NCW thought that to a certain extent we can equip our girls, our women with the technology, and they can avail the opportunities which the technology is offering, and they can be equipped in the corporate arena, and they can be trained as leaders in social life of our society. Friends, I would like to share some of the initiatives of the government and also particularly the initiatives of NCW. Majority of us are aware about the government's initiative on Digital India program. I'm talking about the technology aspect. This Digital India program has transformed India into a digital economy. Promotion of DigiLocus for security of documents, which all of us, or if not all of us, majority of us are aware, wherein we can keep all the important documents without losing. They're secured, they're safe. And use of GIS, Geographic Information System, across government departments while planning for various schemes, implementations of the government, and monitoring various schemes under MGNRGS, which we are all familiar, MGNREGS, which all of us are familiar. 2.56 lakhs gram panchayats have prepared the GIS-based GP plant. Digital payments, which all of us know that, e-payment technology to the beneficiaries of various welfare schemes of the government, leading to increase in transparency and benefits as directly transferred to the beneficiaries. We know about DBT, direct benefits transfer. Now this has really helped our beneficiaries, including the women and the girls, and these benefits are being transferred at a lightning speed, and this has really maintained the transparency without any leakage. The digital payment transactions have increased significantly from 2,000 crores transaction in financial year 2017 in 18 to 9,192 in the financial year 2022 and 23, with a total value of 2,050 lakhs crores rupees. Massive achievement. And we also know about the promotion of drones, these initiatives, which today we have kept that, artificial intelligence and about the drones, which some of our spots will be sharing later on. Of course, one of the speakers have shared about artificial intelligence, but amidst our respected Vice-chancellor has requested me to come and share. So amidst of this technical session on artificial intelligence and the drones, I'm sharing this. So this is one of the important initiatives of the government, which aims to empower rural women by training them to become drones pilots. For agriculture purposes, 1,000 Kisan drones have been distributed across the country. These drones can help in delivering small items to enable women to become drone pilots. Very, very important, and I want to disseminate this information. And in case if our people are not aware, I think we need to sensitize our women farmers to avail the benefits of these drones. Promotion in the use of solar energy. All of us know that the conventional source of energy is getting exhausted. And therefore, we have to depend on the non-conventional source of energy. And it is through this scheme, which we call Prime Minister Surya Gahar Muft Bisli Yojana. The beneficiaries were distributed with solar lantern, solar chimney, solar panel, by providing subsidies, etc. So this also helps us in tapping the energy from the sun, from the nature, which we don't have to pay at all. I also would like to share some of the important initiatives of National Commission for Women. Commission has been taking forward many important initiatives to reach to the grassroots level, like panchayats, to use geographic information system for planning various purposes. We have organized in the past some of the workshop on the geospatial technology, and we are still organizing this workshop in collaboration with many important NGOs. National Commission for Women has also partnered with Meta, Facebook, and Cyber Peace Foundation in creating awareness about the cyber security. Through this initiative, more than 6.87 women, girls, have been made aware about the cyber safety and cyber security, which is very, very important, as all of us know that. I would like to share also about women in the corporates, keeping some of the important initiatives of the government. The government has pushed more women representations in the top managements of various companies, corporates. At least one woman director is to be appointed to the board of directors with regard to the lease companies. I must say that this is a milestone. And now we can say that in spite of every lease company, one woman director is there in the board of directors. Stand Up India. This is another initiative of the government, which all of us know that. It provides loans from rupees 10 lakhs to 1 crore for setting up greenfield enterprises to at least one woman per bank. At least one woman per bank, as per the data provided by PIB. 1.45 lakhs women have been sanctioned loan for more than 33,000 crores in the last 7 years. And also, of course, we know about the Startup India, which the government has initiated, which provides funding supports, industry, academic partnership, etc. This includes the flagship program, which some of us are aware. Some of us are aware, if not everyone. Atal Innovation Mission to support innovators to become successful entrepreneurs. Under this, 10,000 Atal Tinkering Labs have been set up for more than 1 crore students, substantial number of girls and women. 72 Atal incubation centers have been created to create job for 32,000 people. Over 1,000 women lead startup have been set up. And we know, of course, about Seed Fund scheme, providing financial assistance to startups at the planning stage. Setting up of incubators for developing and fruition of business ideas, etc. And again, Maternity Benefit Acts 2017, which is very, very important. Till some years back, before 2017, women, they could avail only 12 days maternity leave, and now this has been increased to 26 weeks. The idea is that to encourage a woman while being a mother and while nursing babies, they can also continue to work in government sectors and in private sectors, public sectors, etc. So this is again a milestone. Ensuring gender equality and safe work spaces through implementation of posts, prevention of sexual harassment in various places, government offices, public sector offices, private sector offices across the country. And we as NCW has been initiating about the appointment of IC, which we call internal committee. We are trying our best to make sure that even the smallest company sets up that internal committee, and even small organization which has got less than 10 members, that also we have been trying our best to set up local committee. Because we know that many girls, many women, they have been harassed in the workplace. And as such, many of them are being deterred from taking up jobs. And most of them remain as housewives. Women in public life. This is one of the technical sessions which we are going to have today. Women in public life or leadership. We know that the government of India has passed that legislation wherein 33% of seats have been reserved in the parliament and also in the legislatures. This, of course, we have not started implementing this, but we are hoping that this will be implemented both in spirit and in letter. And this is going to be very, very helpful for our girls, for our women of our great nation. NCW also has initiated one important program called She is a Change Maker. She is a change maker means woman or girl is a change maker, which has reached to more than 5,000 women at the grassroots level through this program. We are training their elected women representatives at panchayats. And this has found to be very helpful for the women elected representative of the panchayats, because many of them do not know their own responsibility, the basic responsibility. They are not aware about the rights. So the idea is to train them so that they can become very useful elected women representatives and continue to perform and continue to deliver, especially for the poor and rural-based women of our country. Research is going on with regard to 73rd and 74th Amendment of the Constitution. Again, this talks about the reservation for the women. And I'm sure that one day our women, definitely our women, our girls, will be able to reap the benefit of this 73rd and 74th Amendment of our Constitution. Promoting entrepreneurship is very, very important, friends. And for this, we have collaborated with various Indian institutes of management, and we have had various programs, workshops. And this idea is to promote the spirit of our women, entrepreneurship, we can say entrepreneurship spirit, entrepreneurship skill, we have conducted this, and about 5,000 women have been trained. Of course, this was mostly conducted through digital form, and we are planning to continue this scheme further so that our women, our girls who are already in the entrepreneurship sector, doing their own entrepreneurship, or who are contemplating to take up entrepreneurship, they'll be trained. The National Commission for Women is also aware that our girls, our women have to be made aware about their own rights, their legal rights. So we have worked out one program called Legal Awareness Program, and we collaborated this with NALSA. Because our women, they suffer because they do not know their basic legal rights, especially rural-based women and girls. And therefore, we collaborated with National Legal Services Authorities, and under this scheme, 3.27 women have been reached, and we have covered this at the talukas level, and we are still doing it. And this would help our rural, especially our rural women, to know their basic legal rights. Unless they know their basic legal rights, they cannot fight for their rights. So we find that this is very, very important, very, very crucial. Capacity building for undergraduate girls and postgraduate girls. These also we have done it in order to, get themselves prepared to face any interview and to enable them to get good jobs. We have organized this program, capacity building program, for undergraduates and also for the postgraduate girls. Seminars, which are basically women-centric issues, have been organized. We try our best to touch or to cover all types of women, including sex workers and their children, because they are neglected. And therefore, we organize seminars and we look into their welfare, the sex workers and the children. And also, we look into the welfare of the women farmers and migrants. We have trained up substantial number of women who are involved in dairy sectors, in poultry sectors. And we'll continue to do that because many of our women are being involved in dairy sector, poultry sector, piggery sector. And we are trying to explore, even to train some of our women in the horticulture sector in order to provide them employment. We have women redressal helpline. And of course, if you know well and good, if you don't, I would like to share this helpline. 7, if you have pen, you can write. Of course, if you visit the website of the NCW, you'll be familiar. But the helpline, 24/7 helpline is 7821 170 170. 7, addressing their need within no time. We also organize programs for the NRI's wives deserted by the husband. This is another problem. Many of our women married to NRIs, they have been deserted. Initially, they thought it is a green pasture for them to be married with NRIs. But many cases, it turned out to be negative. The expectations were, defeated. Without knowing the details of their husband, they just jump into that matrimonial alliance, and ultimately they found themselves to be deserted, or even after having 1 or 2 children, the husband would desert them. And therefore, we have one cell called NRI cell, particularly to look into the welfare of the NRI's wives deserted by the NRI husband. Women's safety audit survey is very important, because we want all our girls, all our women to be safe across the country. And therefore, under this scheme, we have taken up 23 Tier 2 cities to look into the safety aspects of women and girls. And first phase is almost over, second phase is going on, because we want to see how safe our women, how safe our girls are in these two-tier cities. We talk about so much about the safety and security, but at the ground level, it's not happening. And end of this program will come out with specific report, with detailed report, and we'll take up with the concerned authorities so that in the days to come, our girls, our women will feel more secured, and the various problems, the hiccups will be addressed so that our girls will feel secure in public places, in private places, in workplaces, and everywhere across the country. Friends, I think the technical session is still there, so I cannot afford to take long, although I have something to share with you. But I must say that this is very, very important workshop. So all the way you have come from various places, I would request all of you to take this seriously and try to get maximum benefit from this workshop. And once again, I would like to thank the students. In spite of your busy schedule and some of them in the thick of your examination, you have spared this precious time. And I would request you, as you have come here, try to concentrate, learn something from this workshop, because we are so privileged today. We have very, very eminent, very, very important resource persons. They have knowledge, they have wisdom, they have experiences. They would be sharing this with us, and therefore, once again, try to learn maximum from our spots. Try to learn their wisdom, their experiences. Once again, I would like to thank our Vice-chancellor and other authorities of this DSNLU, Visakhapatnam, for accepting our request and having these important collaborations. And I wish the students a very bright future. You would continue to be the nation builders. God bless you all.
Speech about the role of National Commission for Women, and he also gave helpline and everything regarding this. And actually I accepted, even though examinations are going on, when there was an offer from National Commission for Women to organize this program, and they gave me deadline before 30th April not to conduct. Actually I proposed to conduct this program in July, but they did not accept. So it should be there. And the interesting point is, in every state they organize this type of programs in the capital of the states. And they asked me, we try to conduct the program in Amaravati or that area where there was no public institution. That's why we are offering to you to conduct. Then I accepted it. And thank you very much, sir, for your granting of the funds and coming presence and to see the strength of our university. And in future also, we have more and more programs in collaboration with National Commission for Women. When I was a professor in Andhra University, we conducted several programs in a collaboration with HRD and the National Human Rights Commission also. I was also a member for the Associate Committee of UGC, and we visited National Commission for Women and NHRC and Delhi National Universities in order to have to give a report on this LOCF program of human rights particularly. So whether women rights or human rights are something else. So there is a debate that all women rights are human rights. Then in that perspective we can understand. Now I request Professor Sudha Madam, Professor in Biotechnology, to share some of her views on this artificial intelligence and drone technology. Please come, Madam.
Damodaram Sanjivayya Law University, Surya Garu, for giving me this opportunity to speak on this platform as a resource person in this technical session. Thank you very much, sir. And respected my Guru and Senior Professor Krishna Mohan Garu, and other dignitaries, and the representative from the National Commission for Women, and also the financial representative from the central government, and other dignitaries, and my dear teachers and young minds, press and electronic media, and other supporting staff. A very good afternoon to one and all. Technically, I am a life science graduate, but Sir has given a concept note and he has given a theme to speak on AI and drone technology. So I'll try my level best to fit into the concept note and the theme he has given. And by considering the level of the students, because these are all law graduates, so I'll speak to fit into their constraint. Can I go there? Yeah. This, okay, yeah, that is what I understand. So this is the title, that is Tech Horizons Navigating Emerging Opportunities in AI. So in the morning session, all the resource persons, they have given a clear cut and some kind of information regarding the AI as well as the drone technology. I'll just give some more inputs into the theme they have given to me. So AI at its best. Why we are concentrating more on nowadays? So I'm just giving at a glance by fitting into the who registered on this AI platform. So this is the latest data I could able to get. So nearly 67,199 AI and machine learning startups registered by January 2024. So by looking into this number, I can say that this is very a promising and a buzzing platform. It is covering not only the life sciences, it is covering the every aspect of the branch of not only the science, management and other branches. So you could see that because those are all the registered companies. So this AI industry is rapidly evolving and these numbers can fluctuate because some new members can be registered and some may be dropped out. But this is the latest trend. I just give a glance about this emerging technology, that is AI. This is a new technology, and the other way, development in the existing technology. There are two ways. There are some new approaches, and whatever the approaches we have, they are doing some kind of innovation in that existing technology and they are upgrading into the AI. So these are the two ways we can say. And this emerging technology, that is AI, it is a combination of many other things. That is machine learning, deep learning, blockchain, big data, AR and VR, and the other robotics. All together, we are collectively calling it as AI. So the AI is not a single technology. All these, whatever we are speaking about, all these were included in that AI. This is about the artificial intelligence. So we consider the father of this artificial intelligence as John McCarthy, because he is the science and engineering of making intelligent machines. So he is the first person, I would say, who started doing this AI. As Stephen sir already listed, pointed out that the difference between the computer and the artificial intelligence is nothing but the computer is the machine. Whatever the command we give, we will get the result. The computer doesn't think whether it is right or wrong. As he mentioned that the age is 40 and his father age is 20. Even though we know that it was technically wrong, but the computer doesn't know that it was wrong. But this artificial intelligent machines, they think and they give command and they give suggestions that whatever the input we have given, that is technically wrong and we need to correct it. So they have the thinking ability. So however we think with our brain, similarly the computer or the machine also think and they give correct suggestion so that we get a correct answer for the question whatever we have given, and it will correct wherever we are wrong. And here this is a way of making a computer and a computer controlled robot or a software thinking intelligently in a similar manner the intelligent humans think. By studying how the human brain thinks. So they are making the model of the brain and they are trying to develop the machines as the brain works for the human being. So whatever the idea, whatever the thing, how the brain will think and they give the suggestion or the action, similar way this machine will also think and will do either action or it's perform its function. So this is a like a background of this AI, how it works and what is the AI. Now we have the different types of AI, but I just categorized into two. One is it's based on its ability and the other one is based on its functionality. So if you are looking at the based on the ability, we can categorize into three categories, that is narrow AI and the general or the strong AIs and the super AIs. And the first two we have already experiencing, and I have just given an example, that is the self-driving cars. The self-driving cars and the email spam filters. Those are the narrow AI because that doesn't need that much kind of intelligent, programming or algorithms. That's why we categorized into weak category. And the second one we can say that strong AI, that is it can learn and apply its intelligence to solve any problems like human. So they have to react promptly because in a human being, in a life, like we never know what kind of problem it will come. But we have to react for every problem. In the similar way, here these machines will solve or will react similar to the human beings. And the super AIs, so far they are not into the market I would say, but they are in the pipeline I would say. So artificial super intelligence or imaginary AIs, we have not been so far experienced, but there is not that far we can visualize or we can experience these strong AIs. Now that is about the ability. Now we see about the functionality. So in the functionality we have reactive machines, and because they react, and another thing is that they have a limited memory. This is a storage problem, that is because they can be used to store data for a limited time for a period. And another thing is theory of mind and self-awareness. This is another based upon the functionality, that is they have self-awareness and interact socially like humans and features, and a hypothetical concept that is based on the possible ideas. Now, whenever we are talking about the artificial intelligence, the remaining things all will come, but more we talk about the machine learning. The machine learning, I would say, the prominent major application of the AI. So under this machine learning, I could see that as I mentioned, that is one of the application of the AI. This is not a separate thing, the major application I would say, but most of the things will work in the artificial intelligence with respect to the machine learning. That's why the machine learning is a technical term I would say, and this is one of the application of AI only. Okay, so at the core of AI, the ML focuses on developing algorithms that allow computers to learn from the data and make predictions and decisions. Key concepts include. So here, if any robot or a machine has to work, we know that there is a lot of mathematical equation behind that, what we call it as an algorithm. To do any command, to execute any command, there is a algorithm that is behind the computer, that is in its hardware. So where it is stored, all the algorithms that need to be executed whenever we give a command. So here super learning, that is training algorithms using a label data with known outputs, and unsupervised learning is also there. And another thing is reinforcement learning, that is learning through interaction with the environment and the feedback. So thus artificial intelligence and the machine learning. So as a life science student, because I love my profession, because I see the more application in the healthcare. So how this AI is useful in the healthcare? So this is, I would say, one of the major area we are already practicing, and we are implementing more practices in the healthcare system. So here I have given some kind of figure as well as some kind of write-up on this. Especially the MR scans, the CT scans, the X-rays, all the things. Previously what we are doing is, we take an X-ray and the concerned doctor will examine the X-ray and he will say what kind of disease the person is suffering. But now by using this AI technology, it came to such a stage, once X-ray is done, based upon the X-ray film, the machine itself will give the inputs about the disease the patient is suffering. Similarly with the MR and similarly with the CT scan. So those algorithms were already there in that particular machine. So before examining the final conclusion by the concerned doctor, the machine itself will give the inputs about the disease or the diseases the person is suffering. This is a wonderful application in the healthcare where AI is predominantly used, and still we are upgrading this technology in the healthcare as well as in the medicine. So the same thing I explained here in a comprehensive way. And another thing is nowadays in every sector we have personalized things. Not only healthcare, the remaining things we are experiencing in the similar way. In the healthcare also we have personalized treatment, because even though we have all chromosomal setup the similar, but every human is different from the other when we are talking about the genes. So because there are dissimilarities from one person to the other person, every person will react in a different way to different conditions. Suppose in the summer, some people they can tolerate, the other people they cannot tolerate. Even the other, not only the temperature and other biotic or the abiotic factors. Some people they are allergic to some kind of fruits or some kind of vegetables. Other people they can take it. So when we are suffering with some kind of disease, each medicine will not work for 100 people, that is 100%. So some people will react in a very good way and the other people they don't. So we need a personalized treatment. So when we are going with the doctor, usually it will be kind of trial and error. Like he will give some kind of medication, if it works, works. Otherwise he'll change the therapy and he'll give the alternative medicine. So it will be a long procedure and a long process. But when we are adapting this AI, when we give the inputs about all allergic symptoms and all other food habits and other things about ours, then the machine itself will give what kind of medicine fits for particular disease. That is one of the wonderful application of AI, I would say, where we are using this AI. And another thing, the medical records. So the medical records also, there are so many errors, so that the people were experiencing different kind of problems. Most of the problems are occurred with the humans and other problems are occurring with the systems, that is the computers. But when we adapt this AI, these errors can be eliminated and these medical errors can be addressed. So that is another application I would say. So personalized treatment, and so this is in the one of the application, and mimic the human intelligence in diagnosing diseases and creating treatment plans and assisting the surgeries. So the assisting surgeries, I would say, like you might have visualized now the robots are available which can assist the doctors when there is a pre-designed surgical procedure the robot itself can do. So, but as other speakers before mentioned, human is a human. I don't say it is a comparable with the human, because our brain will never get any kind of competition from any kind of machine, even though it is a super AI, but they will do our purpose to maximum extent, I would say. So in the surgeries also these robots are preferred. That is another application, the medical, where we are using. Then as I mentioned, the healthcare system and machine learning algorithms are used to tasks like the patient outcomes based on the historical data. As I mentioned, we have to give all the history, like what kind of allergies we have, what kind of the genetical diseases we have, everything we have to give, and based upon that the family history. The family history also plays a role in diagnosing a disease, and this I would say especially not in the allopathy, mostly in the homeopathic medicine they follow that, because they generally see the history and then they start the medication. And even allopathy also now they are doing that the genetical level. They draw the flow chart, that is what we call the pedigree analysis. They do the pedigree analysis, they draw a flow chart, and finally they come up with a conclusion, the possibility of getting that particular disease, and the treatment will be started. So for all that this is used, that is as I mentioned, analyzing the genetic data for the treatments for individual patients without explicit programming for each scenario. The same thing, these are all the examples of like machine learning, that is virtual personal assistant, as we are already all using the Siri, Alexa and all thing, whatever we are using, that is nothing but the machine learning. That is one of the wonderful application of AI. You can just give a command and it will give the answer, Alexa, Siri, whatever it may be. So maybe knowingly or unknowingly we are experiencing, we are using this AI, but we may not know that is related to the AI, but that is AI, that is machine learning. And traffic predictions. So we use all those Google Maps and everything, and we have a wonderful, the Google Map. So there is a traffic damage over there, and you will get a red over there, and it will take extra time. So that is nothing but the AI, the predictions. And there is environmental predictions. There is a possibility of storm or like any other things. There is a prediction that is also based upon the AI. And surveillance systems, computer vision, and these are some. The FRS, what we are using, facial recognition. The facial recognition is one of the wonderful application of the AI, what we are following and what we are using. And the chatbots. The chatbots are commonly used nowadays, and the chat GPT you are using, that is comes under artificial intelligence. So we ask some question and we'll get the answer. So these are all come under that. And purchase predictions, Alibaba, the purchase predictions and the recommendations, that also comes under that. And the video games and self-driving cars, as others mentioned, and the fraud detection and many more. So these are all some of the applications I have mentioned here. And in the previously I mentioned, these are the common medical malpractice statistics. So this is the data I obtained from the Johns Hopkins University study. So nearly there are many cases they were reported. I could categorize, you could see based upon what kind of errors they have done. So all these errors can be addressed and they can be nullified or by using this AI, that is artificial intelligence. So I have given a percentage, the types of medication errors. This is the data which I obtained from the John Hopkins. You can visualize. So these are, I would say, they are very costly also, because it is related to not only the economical wise, but the thing is like it related to the human life also because of this medical errors. These are another thing I would say, the applications of the AI. The first thing I have already mentioned, that is medical imaging and diagnostics. So the MRI and the CT scans and the X-rays, these are pioneered, I would say, by using the AI technology. So everywhere they are using AI. Whenever you are using a sophisticated equipment and high throughput equipment, not the ordinary ones, but when you are going for a sophisticated equipment in the concerned thing, so all are related to the AI with a machine learning technology inside. Then personalized medicine, I already addressed. This personalized medicine based upon the lifestyle factors and everything, we will be getting a medicine, and that medicine can be used, and that is much better than, I would say, the regular way of, or the classical way of giving medicine by any medical practitioner, because the system itself generate what kind of medicine will be fit for that particular patient by analyzing different factors and the different lifestyle factors of an individual. So this is very important, I would say. Sorry. And the drug discovery and development, this is another branch I should address, because in the previous days we have the medicines from either from the plant product or the animal product. That is like that is Ayurveda, or like any other animal product. Maybe it may be fungus or some other thing, or like any animal product. But in the later days, what we have done is like we have seen the composition and the structure of that particular medicine. Now we know like the structure of particular, suppose the penicillin or tetracycline or anything, any medicine. So then we know how this structure will act inside a human body and how it will be protect from any bacterial disease or like a fungal disease or whatever it may be. By using that we can design a new drug. What would you say? Synthetic drug. A synthetic drug. So for synthetic drug we do the docking. So to do the docking, we have to do many trial and errors in a computer, whether it fits to the particular site or not. It is very a laborious process. But now what they are doing is, they are making use of this artificial intelligence. They are giving some inputs. What is the disease? What are their effects, that is which organ it was affecting, what we want, and what kind of antibiotic or any drug we require. So then this AI will use different sources and it will give a customized drug structure, and that will be applicable or useful to the particular disease. So when we come to know that drug structure, then we can synthesize very easily and we can test that particular drug in a laboratory on different cell lines and followed by animal models, and later it will go to the clinical trials as a procedure. So that can be done, because to develop a single drug in a regular process, it will take years together. But when we are make using of this artificial intelligence, then it will be generated, or it can come into the market in a less time. So for that it is very much useful, that is drug discovery and the development. And here supply chain management. This I would say I don't go into the details because the management Krishna Mohan sir is there. he's an experienced person, so I don't touch that. So the supply chain management, but this is one of the main area where this artificial intelligence and the drone technology is used in a nowadays, the supply chain management and telemedicine and the virtual care. So this telemedicine, all of us have experienced during the COVID time, because when we are not in a position to visit any hospital or the doctor, so then we have experienced this telemedicine and the virtual care, because in a audio, in a video call or in an audio call, they used to prescribe when we are giving, analyzing our situation and the symptoms, they used to give what kind of prescription and what kind of medicine we have to use it. So that is another thing. And predictive analytics and early disease detection. So here in the telemedicine, the virtual care, here comes the drone technology. The places where the human cannot reach and there is no possibility, especially in the COVID time it happened, and in some cases the drones were used to supply the medicine to the patients and other people. They are not able to, or not in a connection with the regular society. So this is very much useful. I would say in India we have used, but not that extent. But in the other countries, this drone technology has used extensively when there is a COVID. But I am just giving an example because we all have experienced that period. But there are many diseases where human cannot be in contact with a particular person or a particular area. These drones are acting in a wonderful way, I would say alternative to the human, to supply the medicine, especially in the health field. Then predictive analytics and early disease detection. So here usually this is a regular thing, in US and other countries it is a mandatory that every year you should go to the health checkup, even though we are very normal and we don't face any kind of problems or health issues, but still there is a medical checkup. No, but in now India also we are doing that, every year we are going, but initially we don't go, but after crossing some age we go for that. But here in the early detection of diseases, because even though we assume that we are very normal, but some diseases may be starting at the early stage. In such cases, well, when we are getting the reports, the AI can help us the prediction of any dreadful diseases before it is going into a chronic stage. So we can, check or we can see the progress of the disease in an acute stage. So this is another wonderful application, I would say. And remote patient monitoring. So this is another. So this is monitored in a remote, that is the doctor or like any medical practitioner will not be with the patient, but they monitor the disease prevalence or like cure remote, like from the very far from the patient. This is another thing that usually we will do. Inaccessible areas where we do not have an access, there we are experiencing that. Okay. Now that is about, I'll just conclude. Yeah, so the role of agriculture. So this I don't want to go into the details because the sir has already mentioned. So 2 minutes. Yeah. So the role of agriculture. So in the role of agriculture, as already mentioned, that the farming and everything, the drone technology, either pesticides or any other things, or like the crop, how it is grown and everything, we are using the drone technology, and these are the applications, I would say. The same thing I have listed out here. The regulatory is another one where the AI is playing a prominent role, because one medicine has to be released. Unless there is a regulatory clearance, the medicine cannot be out. So this is another thing, and these are all the listed, and I have already explained some of the things. We have many more. So these are some barriers, I would say, that is about the quality and the quantity of the data. and ethical issues are there as others are mentioned. So because it is a machine, so there are some ethical issues, and lack of skill talent is all there because still emerging branch I would say, and the legacy systems. Yeah. So this is about the artificial intelligence and the thing. With reference to, I listed out more about the life sciences because I am from the life science graduate. So thank you for patience listening. Thank you very much.
About artificial intelligence and drone technology. Actually, ours is a tight schedule. So within a span of 4 or 5 hours, we have everything. Now I invite Krishna Mohan garu, without following any formalities, I invite him to give the lecture directly.
The faculty, the students, guests on the dais, in particular the Vice-chancellor who invited me today to share some of my thoughts on the topic women in corporate. Right? And try to attend to the grievances by the National Commission for Women and doing a good job. I must compliment the efforts of National Commission for Women for not only creating awareness, even handling complaints received by them, referring to various organizations. When I was a registrar, I think I received several complaints, which we handled, of course. So they are creating at least awareness not only on their presence and also how one can approach National Commission in case of any problem faced.
Job in India, and I will be confining only to the topic given as time is very constrained, and very exhaustive presentation by artificial intelligence and drone technologies given by Professor Sujata, and made me to think how future is going to be with the AI and drone technologies superseding human mind. Recently when I attended a conference, they were discussing it is not artificial intelligence, it is only augmented intelligence. The word artificial is replaced with augmented. It is augmenting human mind. It can never compete with human mind. That is the consensus arrived at in a world platform. So, more recent topic is how do we augment such AI or drone technologies to support human mind so that whatever you think creatively in human mind can be made much more feasible, economical, socially acceptable. You cannot ignore the social well-being. We are focusing more on health. I don't know how we are going to connect AI and drone technologies with the women issues, women challenges, women problems, right? Probably that is the theme they wanted 3 decades ago. If anybody was there as a CEO, it was a news. But these days, I think women-led organizations are excelling, undoubtedly, because of their patience, because of their acumen, because of their vision, right? There are many things. People say their intelligence is also far superior to men. There are studies, whether you agree or disagree. And these could be the reasons. Tolerance, patience, this is all required. They never take hasty decisions like men do. Could also be the reason why they are excelling in CEO, right? So very powerful sentence. I don't know how many of you understand this. There is no force more powerful than a woman determined to rise. So what is important? That determination. These days, women are after their own career, apart from discharging normal duties, which we expect in Indian society, right?
There are glaring examples which I am going to give. All of you are quite familiar with Jawaharlal Nehru quote. When women move forward, the family moves, the village moves. Then that is how when a woman is educated, education is not confined to only oneself like men do. Women education is education to the family, education to the neighborhood, education to the society, education for producing future citizens. Society will be peaceful, progressive, healthy if women are educated. Earlier, there were 3 cases, women were confined to. What are they? Very popularly on fun side I wrote this: kitchen, kids, knitting. These were the only jobs women used to do, was the perception of man. Gradually, then came 3 P's. Women started entering into entrepreneurship in a small way. They used to make powders, pickles, papads. Of course, Lejjat papad, if you are familiar, today it is a global level brand, started by women. Women which are from lower sections of the society, maid servants, during their leisure time, they were making papads, Lejjat in Ahmedabad. I visited and I interviewed when I was doing my program at IIM Ahmedabad. Then what is at present? People say 3 E's. From case to peace, peace to ease. E stands for, these days, when I was doing my post-graduation at Andhra University, hardly 1 or 2 girls I found studying in engineering campus who used to travel along with me in the bus. Engineering education was meant for only men those days. I am referring to not long ago, 40 years ago. Gradually what happened? The parents were also not convinced. Engineering education is meant for only boys, not for girls. Engineering is difficult. Girls cannot do that. Today you see, the engineering education is completely captured by more girl students than men in our campus at Andhra University. And I have been teaching MBA right from 1985 onwards. There used to be very few, you can count on fingers, 5 to 6 girl students in a class strength of 45. Now gradually the strength has gone up. Today a class strength has gone up to 80. Out of 80, you will be surprised to know around 50 to 60 were girl students, only 30, 25 boys. Not only their presence, even in studies also, women are doing better. The girl students are securing ranks. They are placed in multinational companies with higher pay packages. You will be glad to know, last year, one girl student, daughter of an auto driver, without any experience, she was hired in an American multinational company. You will be glad to know the pay package per annum, 84.5 lakhs. This is a success story. Live examples, glaring examples before us. Today, women are excelling in any field. The other day I went to Purdue University. There was a huge statue. I can see from almost 1 kilometer away. I went there and saw, whose statue is this? Sunita Williams, have you heard of her name? And unfortunately, who died? She was an Indian. And she went to space for experimentation. Unwritten, of course, because of some technical issue, she died. But she has so much recognition in Purdue University, one of the world's top 10 universities in the world. In US, #1 university, Purdue. It has a special, printed message at the statue informing public the sacrifice done by her, right? Although women, if you think you are determined, no constraints are going to stop your progress. I am going to tell you, from engineering, electronics, energy, you name any sector, women are prominently found in top positions, right? See, women in India slowly started recognizing her potential. All of you agree to this statement. This is not a sweeping statement. This is what is happening today. With the increase in number of women getting educated, there is a considerable awareness among women to be self-employed. Women entrepreneurship is the focus on the top of the agenda of central as well as state governments in our India. That is how women entering into the stream of entrepreneurship, taking risk, is also consideration these days by the younger generation students. After studies, they do not want to join employment. They wanted to start their own. And day before yesterday, there was a get-together in the department, right? And one girl student came and she offered me, some sweet dish. She was telling me along with her studies, she entered into making different types of sweets. And she was selling these in packs, even to star hotels. Can you imagine? They are outsourcing because of the quality, because of the taste, because of the variety. As a student, she started. She did BSc, then she joined MBA. Now she wanted to expand. She doesn't want to enter into employment, right? That shows her confidence. So gradually the role of women is changing in the society also. The social perception, men view towards women is changing. The societal role is also put to change. The mindset is changing. There is no area which remains unconquered by women. In NASA, if you go there, large number of women found. If you talk about ISRO in India, large amount of scientists are found. Recent Chandrayaan success, happened because of one women scientist who led the entire mission. Is a glaring example. The challenges and opportunities provided to the women of digital era are growing rapidly, that the job seekers are turning into job creators. Earlier, job creators were considered to be only men. These days, job creators are also women. What are the key strengths of women? Strong sense of dedication, loyalty and commitment to their organizations, ability to multitasking, because people say genetically women are found to be good in multitasking, unlike men, because right from beginning their orientation, cooking, studying, helping mother, helping father, so many things. Willingness to share knowledge, sensitivity in relationships. I am going to present success stories because this is where I think I am given the task, right? If 10 minutes is the time permitted, probably I am going to show you who are the leading women in Indian corporate. Right? One after another, all faces are familiar to you. These are all successful women who are found in Forbes list. Some of their companies are found in Fortune 500 companies. You must have heard about Arundhati Bhattacharya, who joined SBI, rose to the level of chairman. Right? Because of time limitation, I am quickly making a move. These slides are available. Probably those who are interested can go through them. Sonali Kulkarni, very popular figure, all of you know, CEO of Pepsi company, an Indian. Indra Nui, then Jyoti Reddy, how she was a laborer. Her parents, they were laborers. How she has come up in life from agricultural labor to CEO of one of the biggest American company, which is found in Fortune 500 list. Right? That Jyoti Reddy, I think very prominent interviews were printed, including in Eenadu Special Vasundhara. All of you know the success story of papads making. Everybody thought papad is only local business. Papads can be sold in local markets, locally to households. But Lejjat papad, because of one lady who led all these maid servants to join a society, come together create a brand image, started exporting today papads to various other countries. It has grown big, originating from Ahmedabad. Of course, Gujarati is known for entrepreneurship. Still people believe that there is more unemployment among women because of number of reasons. What are those causes? First, lack of education. Even these days parents believe boys should be educated, girls should not be educated in rural areas, if not in urban areas. Right? In India, around 35% of women are still illiterate. This is a census according to 2011. According to Christian Lagarde, IMF chief, if number of female workers were to increase to match the level of men, the GDP would expand by 5% in USA, 9% in Japan, 27% in India. Huge contribution is going to be there if women are educated. But what are the problems? Why women are not entering into workforce? This is the fear of sexual harassment, right? This is a big hurdle in the growth of developing economy, right? All of you know there is a notorious Tehelka case, sexual assault case against former Tehelka editor-in-chief Tarun Tejpal. According to Indian Risk Survey, 2013 by Wiki, effect of crime in workplace showed 65% increase in productivity. Also, we speak so much about equity, equality, but still there is a pay gap difference. Right? Gender pay gap in India was estimated to be at 24.81%. Right? Self-Employed Women's Association, they believe that average wage of women workers is 1,815, average wage of men 3,842. There is a huge difference. This has to be brought down so that equality prevails in the mindset and also in practice. Faulty socialization. Most rural people have a mindset that earning head of a family is a man's job. Women only do household works. Social responsibilities, child marriages. 1 in every 3 married women is wed under the age of 18 years, although child marriages were banned. It reduces a woman's chances to grow her skills and talent. After marriage, normally education is kept aside and they are confined only to household chores. Therefore, the growth, career of women is put to stall. And how we can put efforts to reduce workplace harassment. There are guidelines, of course, popularly known as Visakha guidelines. Probably the SC Commission is quite familiar with Visakha guidelines. These guidelines started by Supreme Court in 1997 to tackle complaints of sexual harassment. The main objective, an office or branch of more than 10 employees requires ICC, right? The representative from Women Commission was referring to Internal Complaints Committee, and this is mandatory in any organization, Internal Complaints Committee, especially in handling grievances of women, complaints of women proactively. There is a Sexual Harassment Act 2013, right? A transfer would be given to aggrieved women in responding to any other workplace, granting leave to the aggrieved women up to 3 months. In case of any such, there are so many helplines. India has created opportunities to women in addressing their problems, right? These are the, helpline numbers. Central government sponsors schemes for women empowerment very quickly. All of you know these: Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, one-stop center, support to training and employment program for women. Working women hostels are prominently created to make working women feel at home and trouble from taking independent houses, risk of staying alone, all these are overcome. Shikshat Bharat mission for female literacy, to enhance female literacy. This is a scheme, as all of you know, Narendra Modi ji is propagating and popularizing. These are the features, right? You can go through. These are what are explained. As a result of the efforts of Government of India, there is an improved literacy rate. You can see the graph. Role of women in different sectors. These are the sectors I have identified. And in every sector, there is women, right? You can see all those sectors where women, how they have grown over the years, right? Sectors on one side and years on the other side, right? Is there any requirement of women in corporate world? Say yes or no? Yes. Strongly yes. Is the development of a country possible without women's contribution in corporate world? Not possible. Last slide is Swami Vivekananda, you are familiar, who says it is impossible to think about the welfare of the world unless the condition of women is improved. It is impossible for a bird to fly on only one wing. If you want a bird to fly, it requires both wings. While giving importance to women, men shouldn't be ignored, right? And they are the two wheels of a cart. How you are going to balance it in society is going to be a matter of great concern. Before I conclude, the role of business, women in economic development is inevitable. You underline the word inevitability. Nowadays, women enter not only in selected professions but also in professions like trade, industry and engineering. An integrated approach is necessary for making the movement of women entrepreneurship a success. Thank you all. If any questions, I am going to attend. Otherwise, I am going to give very inspirational names. When it comes to the discussion about women, the first Prime Minister women comes from such a small country like Sri Lanka, Sirimavo Bande. All of you know Sirimavo Bandaranayake. Then strongest Prime Minister in the world, branded, Margaret Thatcher. Next to Margaret Thatcher, Indira Gandhi. Who are these? These are all women. Also, if you look at 100 powerful women in the world, out of 100, 10 most powerful women, they come from India. They belong to India. You will be glad to know that. Their companies are found in Forbes list. Finding in Forbes list itself is a prestigious thing. All these companies are well driven by those women CEOs. Time is not there, otherwise I would have given a lot of examples. Kamala Harris, right? First Asian Vice President with Indian origin serving in USA. It's not a small thing. Similarly, you will be glad to know there is one Food Drug Authority, FDA, very, very powerful in the world. All pharmaceutical companies, they will be after FDA. The FDA senior-most consultant, Prabha Atreya, she did her MSc biochemistry from Andhra University. She was advisor to President of US. She is one who has given presentation on COVID medicine during COVID times to the President of America. And Dr. Sujata was referring to use of artificial intelligence in removing the barrier of time. Earlier, any new drug invented used to take eventually years together, 2-3 years, tested rigorously on human, finally then approved. But today, thanks to the artificial intelligence and technologies, as a result, in less than 6 months, there was a vaccination to treat COVID. So I can give a number of examples. The CEO of General Motors, all of you know General Motors is a big company. Mary Barra, right? Chairwoman and CEO of General Motors, such a big company. And if you want me to read in India right now, all of you know Nirmala Sitharaman. Who is she? Most abled finance minister. Yes, concluding. Okay. So I can give long list, of course, to remember the contributions of women, right? But because of the paucity of time, I am confining here. But as I said, without contribution of women, without presence of women, without taking women into confidence, no society ever in the world can progress. If you want equitable growth and peace and progress, both men and women, they should join and take lead in the society in every sphere, be it education, be it employment, be it entrepreneurship. Thank you. Wish you all the best. Good luck.
He is a well-known speaker and a popular speaker in Visakhapatnam because of his long association with Business Administration Department of Andhra University, and under his guidance several scholars and people were selected and they were trained. So I am thankful to Krishna Mohan Garu for his acceptance and his sharing of his views.
Yeah, one more sentence I wanted to add. Students are found in large number. You know, my first MBA batch student, name is Neeli Bedapudi. She was very average student in the class, but with extraordinary intelligence. And after completing MBA, she went to US for pursuing PhD. That is turning point in her life. Today, she became president of one of the biggest universities in the country in USA. She was heading 18 campuses with 58,000 students, Pennsylvania State University. And I feel proud to make a mention, my student has become president of a university in USA. She was competing with 5 other Europeans in the final list she could figure out. When press interviewed, every 5 other Europeans agreed selection of Neeli Bedapudi is highly justified, and we appreciate our intelligence, our presence is going to take this university to further heights. You know, 200-year-old university with long history, never a woman became president, first Asian, first woman to become president of an American university is a great achievement.
No formalities. I am part of you.
Yes, that is.
Okay.
Then I invite Madam Sudha Rani to the dais. It is my privilege to introduce her to the audience. That she is my first batch student in Sanjeevayya Law College. When I joined as lecturer in 1986, she was second year student. Now she is Joint Secretary, Ministry of Law and Justice, Government of India. I invite Madam to the dais. We have a small presentation. After that, our student will introduce her to the audience. Please come back.
Sir.
It is our privilege to invite you to
Today, it's my honor to introduce Ms. Sudha Relangi Garu. Ms. Sudha Relangi, ILS, joined Government of India as an officer of Indian legal system in Legislative Department of Ministry of Law and Justice. She joined CBI as Director of Prosecution on 19/8/2019. Ms. Sudha Relangi, on deputation to the Minister of Home Affairs and DOPT in various capacities, played a pivotal role as Judge Attorney General of Indian Tibetan Border Police. where she earned several appreciation letters, commendation rolls, degrees, insignia with silver and gold stars to her credit. As Director of Prosecution, CBI, she actively participated in drafting various agreements, petitions, affidavits, counter-affidavits, extradition requests, ML80s, LRs and local prosecution matters, and offering her considered opinion and recommendations on various matters. While participating in the proceedings of extractions for administration of justice, she maintained continuous rapport with the Crown Prosecution Services UK and visited the UK thrice during 2020-2022 to ensure success in the extradition matters of the fugitives to brought to India. In connection with these, the Azadika Amrit Mahotsav, Ms. Sudha Relangi spearheaded a mission named Special Task 75 to achieve 75% conviction rate of undertaken cases of CBI in the year 2022. The result of the third year exercise was the landmark in the history of CBI, with the agencies registering a conviction rate of 74.59% for the year 2022. In comparison with previous 5 years, which ranged 62% to 67%. She has been instrumental in honoring the skills of law officers, prosecutors of CBI with her expertise and boosting their morale while also lending all possible help to their personal and official grievances. Ms. Sudha Relangi is legal luminary who has rendered an unblemished and exceptional public services to CBI, contributing immensely towards the strengthening of their premier investigation agency in India. We heartily welcome you.
In decision making, one is thanks a lot. Women empowerment is one thing. An empowered woman in decision making. There are many women who are working at various places, but a woman who participates in the decision making, how strong that woman should be is the point of discussion now. From where she will get these powers? How a woman can be empowered? Does she really require empowerment? Do you think that she requires empowerment? Yes. I'm glad to hear this. First, let me say that all the human beings are having inherent powers. Like the high courts and supreme courts, they have inherent powers. All human beings are having inherent powers to raise to their highest potential. Women specifically, yes, she is an empowered lady. That is why she heads the family and participates in the decision making. That is as a human being, as a head of the family or a part of the family, she takes decision making. But when it comes to the empowerment, she has to realize her power and she needs to empower herself. Not necessary that some government order will come to empower her. It is not so. We have to realize our powers. I am addressing with a gender neutrality here because there are men and women here, but they are part and parcel of the society. So, woman, when she realizes her power and thinks of contributing her power as an empowered woman to the society or the country, then comes from where she has to start and how to contribute to the country or the society. That becomes the issue. Is the country catering for such things? Do you think that the country is catering for such things? I really don't want you to answer this. Let me respond to my own query that how the country is providing great opportunities to the all women-led government in decision making. I am standing before you after holding key role positions of the country, not necessarily like that of Prime Minister, President of other countries or something like that, an ordinary human being who studied law and then rose to the level of heading the paramilitary forces as their Judge Attorney General, and also after that successful completion as an empowered woman. I have contributed to the premier investigating agency of the country, that is the CBI. So after acquiring such an in-depth experience and successful conviction rates for the country and the organization, and by holding good prosecutions, that originates from the legal background only. The knowledge associated with the experience as an ordinary human being can raise to such an extent means you all are capable of doing that. No need of someone giving you empowerment. Everyone is capable of that. Only thing is that how it is catered to your convenience, which fields do you have to take and how to rise to the occasion. Let me discuss about this particular topic, how we are catered to rise to those levels. The principle of gender equality is enshrined in the Indian Constitution. Gender equality, which this conference, this seminar is addressing about, it is enshrined in the Indian Constitution in its right from preamble, fundamental rights, fundamental duties and directive principles. Equality. The Constitution not only grants equality to women, also it guarantees, but also empowers the state to adopt measures of positive discrimination in favor of women. Definitely discrimination should not be there. But the Constitution is saying that positive discrimination in favor of women, because they have to be treated on par with the men of the country. They have to raise their bar and meet the occasion and serve the country in many ways. Of course, there is only one life, but there are many roles for us to play. Roles are many. As a mother, as a wife, as a daughter, and many other roles, I don't want to name all those things. Apart from that, professionally also, I have served many roles. As a woman, I have served. That means as other women who are sitting here also are serving many other roles. But life is one. But at the same time, women empowerment in decision making, that is the measurement. In participating in decision making, that brings the true nature of a woman, how she can develop her competence level. Simply saying that someone has become so and so, someone has become this, women are great and all, will it serve the purpose? Definitely not. We need to realize a woman participates in the decision making when she becomes a leader. So the leadership quality encourages her to develop the problem solving skills also, other than critical thinking skills, because this will make her to address the issues or as a head of organization wherever she is posted or serving, or the country or at international platforms, she will apply the same logic and she will meet and raise to the level it is required. That is how the woman has to empower. And how the government of India is catering to the women, let us have a brief discussion. I am just bringing to your knowledge and notice that within the framework of democratic polity, our laws, development policies, plans and programs have aimed at women's advance. All the laws, the policies have aimed at women's advancement in different spheres, not in a single sphere, in different spheres. The empowerment of women has been recognized as the central issue in determining the status of women. The National Commission for Women was set up by an Act of Parliament long back in 1990 to safeguard the rights and legal entitlements of women. So the NCW, with whose initiative this DSNLU is holding this seminar, is a part of encouraging the women to safeguard the rights and legal entitlements of women, so that with the shared knowledge you also can meet such standards. It is better if the young minds catch right from now and then they start developing in that direction. The recent amendments to the Constitution of India have provided for reservation of seats in the local bodies, panchayats and municipalities for women laying a strong foundation for their participation in decision making at the local levels. So, which amendment is that? That constitution amendment? Can anyone tell me? Are you aware of this? Because I expect a lot from the Andhra University students and the DSNLU students. Which constitution amendment that is actually that has been taken up by the Finance Minister, Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman, and argued about this bill and placed and successfully got passed in the recent, the parliament after its inauguration. So which one, can you just help me in remembering that? Because simply listening is not enough. I want you to participate along with me whenever it is required, not always. Reservation bill. So it is an amendment to the Constitution. The Constitution 128th Amendment Bill 2023, just in the recent past. In the new parliament it has been introduced. It has empowered all the women in the country. Yes. But when knowledge as a layman and a professional, there is a difference. 33% reservation women, Nari Shakti and all is at a layman's level. But when it comes to a professional knowledge, we are all interacting at professional level. Are we not interacting at professional level? Then it is the amendment, 128th Amendment to the Constitution. That is an amendment to the Constitution which has enabled to bring reservation and offered women to participate in the decision making. Women-led government, this is what the government says. So it is not simply women getting employed, being offered jobs. It is not like that. It is women-led government. I am also doing so. I am before you, standing before you. And nowhere believe in this. The students, you all have to be inspired and motivated. Know where the government brings pressure while you perform these type of duties. They will always expect you to adhere to the rules and the laws. In accordance with laws only, the procedure has to be followed. More specifically, when it comes to law, if law is not strictly in accordance, it is not strictly followed in accordance with the legality and all, what else can remain? Rule of law will be out of place and the country will be out of order. That is the power of rule of law, and so the amendments to the Constitution are also made. It is not simply saying that so and so became so powerful, you also try to be powerful. If not, just listen about them. It is not like that. This opportunity is available for each and every person. Be it as a woman or a man, this is available. India has also ratified various international conventions and human rights instruments committing to secure equal rights of women on par with males actually. It is not like men are boosted out. On par with men, women are also expected to provide equality, to get equality, to secure equality. So for that, what is the international instrument which is in place? That is Convention on Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women. That is CEDAW. SCDAW. Please go through this international instrument which is empowering women to participate at various levels in the country. CEDAW. The full expanded version is that Convention on Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women. CEDAW is the instrument which is in place and which empowers the country to bring such type of laws where women can participate in decision making. Otherwise, even country, the Constitution is required by the CEDAW document, and it also mentions about de jure and de facto. What is de jure? The procedures and the rules and other things which are recognized by law, which are made legally feasible, and the facts which are existing, de jure and de facto. So with these things, The SIDA is also enabling the member states like India to bring further laws and provisions so that the women also will participate in the already empowered. An empowered woman will also participate and cater to the needs of the society and country. Because already my previous speaker has mentioned that, very rightly has mentioned that without women there will be an imbalance. This is the system nature has provided. Woman brings balance. The male trait of aggression, aggressive form, can be balanced by a woman in a very compassionate and humble form. There will be a balance if a woman also becomes a part of the team and brings sense and logic to the system also. For that, no need of any notification or approval of anything. Woman herself is empowered. Only thing is that she should contribute and meet the standards and requirements of that. So the Government of India's policies, how it has the goals and objectives of the National Commission for Women and other things are taken care. I am just briefly placing before you the policy of the Government of India for the advancement. It is for advancement, development and empowerment of women, has brought 128th Amendment and also the latest Code of Criminal Manual. Are you aware that there is which is coming into force with effect from 1st July? The colonial mindsets, the patriarchal mindsets, the colonial mindsets have been taken away, where the provisions are mentioned still taking care of such things. They are taken away, they are boosted and they are replaced by the criminal manual BNSSS, Bharatiya Nagarika. I don't know, I don't want to give spoon feeding, but I would like to mention all of you to go through the criminal manual code, which is also available. I got this in the Ministry of Law and Justice when I attended one conference about the latest amendments made to the criminal laws. EBC has brought, I am not canvassing for any EBC, but this book is, I found it very convenient because key highlights are mentioned. Key highlights of the IPC, CRPC and the Evidence Act. Overview of the criminal law reforms. How the reforms have taken place. Comparative tables. The old section like 420. Let us, 420 speaks about what? Just 420. Very simple question. Cheating. So 420 must have been replaced by this IPC with that. So there is a comparative table which will be very easy. And the case law supported by topic guide and case law. So we are apprised, and I also participated in the National Human Rights Commission also, how the things, there is a zero FIR now. Women need not rush here and there asking for jurisdiction if some crime happens. She can file a zero FIR with the new provisions. And as a human being, we have a form, don't you think so? Do we have a form? From head, neck, the body and the feet, the locomotive. There is a system, there is a form. So legally speaking, also any enactment, it has a form. Because I am from the legislative department, we do that. First we bring the preamble, the title, the preamble and the definitions. And then we go to the substantive provisions, the main part, heart, lungs, kidneys, like that. So after that, procedural ones. Without feet, the body cannot move. So the procedural parts, procedures are given in the later part. There is a systematic way. So laws are also meant to be in a systematic way. So coming to the women empowerment and women related crimes, when a woman, an empowered woman want to participate in the women-led government and the decision making, participate in that, she definitely needs to be protected from unnecessary things like sexual harassment at workplace and crimes against women and also children. Because woman is the one who takes care of the children till they are majors. Isn't it so? These are all admitted facts. So in that case, laws also should cater to the needs of the women and the children. So the very first section, in previously IPC it was there somewhere, can you tell me around which sections, from what section it would start? This 375, 376, all these provisions, they start at 375. But the new law, after the definitions, after the main definitions in IPC, it has brought very first chapter itself, offences against women and child, in the beginning itself. Because in ITBP, when I was serving the soldiers and taking care of the legal problems and issues, they serve in extreme altitude, high altitude areas like Mana and Kedarinath, Badrinath and Tawang, all these extremely dangerous areas, serving the country 24/7. But their wives and families will be remaining where? In the high altitude? No. Left in the cities and the places. When they are not protected, the families are not protected, but the soldiers alone are doing jobs there. Is that possible without any coordination and all? So the women of the soldier and their children are taken care by other seniors in the organization. We all participated in their welfare programs, and the upbringing of women and children had been addressed. It is not like simply sitting and thinking that today night I can sleep happily, tomorrow I will come to know, or I will go to a movie. It is not that easy. When we are talking with life, I really realized this when I was serving paramilitary forces. Seeing the Javans, I got, after landing in Mana, to visit Badrinath and the lady constables posted there. What happened, when I was going giddy, no oxygen facility, Leh Ladakh and all. But they say, Jai Hind, ma'am. Then after that, do you need anything? Just as a senior officers, we need to ask them, you want something? Jai Hind, ma'am. Sab theek hai. So then I thank God for giving so many such organizations. They are still alive. Then I realized, I used to tell my family members and other things, we are happy not because we are earning our livelihood and all, because someone else is taking care of us. At the same time, I don't want to name also, as a woman, these practically I'm just addressing. Naturally, women are fond of jewelry. Yeah, they have every right to like the jewelry and all. I was a deputy secretary at that time. While going to the hoardings placed in Delhi, big jewelry, I don't want to name that because that is a confidential thing. But just I'm masking the situation and telling as a storyline. I used to film actresses wearing so much of that. Oh, very nice. We cannot afford purchasing this. Such a big brand and all. Then, after few years, I became, for an investigating agency, I was heading the legal branch, and we are catching hold of the things, the money which is being utilized in the production of all these things. Then, no need of wearing any jewelry to feel proud of. The diamond and other things, if it is not properly given, the nature given beauty itself is enough as a woman. And the inner thing, integrity and honesty, without touching the corruption angle and other angles. After serving the corruption department, I realized that even if I take my meals without any dal, roti, but not with corrupted money, that is a great thing for me. That is more than BMW. So, I expect each and every one of us to raise to those standards, and I am really happy. I sleep very peacefully at night because I get sensitized to the rights of a human being. and to the security organizations, to the prosecution wing, where countries' money is being misappropriated, and I had the occasion as a legal head, we can rectify such things. What else I need? It is more than any brand of BMW, Audi or anything, but I am left with only happiness. I travelled all through from Delhi to attend this 1 hour conference because my lecturer and the present Vice-chancellor has requested me, please address this. Then I thought, I have held the key role positions of the government of India, and I thought that every one of us, provided these things are maintained, yes, all of us can do this, and country is also contributing that. And because I have to rush to airport immediately to go back to my place, so I just will mention now. I'll take some other occasion to come and address the other issues later. Now the government's contribution, how it is catering to all the women of this India. India has offered to the women of this country equal access to participation and decision making of women in social, political and economic life of the nation. I told you already the amendments have been taken place and people are being encouraged, women are encouraged like anything. They are given a dignity of life. That is ensured. Equal access to women to healthcare, quality education at all levels, career and vocational guidance, employment and equal remuneration, occupational health and safety, social security and public office. These also the laws are addressing. Strengthening legal systems aimed at elimination of all forms of discrimination against women. For this, even Visakha guidelines are also in place and the Act itself has come. Changing societal attitudes. Yes, these attitudes have to be changed. And community practices by active participation and involvement of both men and women. Because you all have a daughter, must be having a daughter, wife, or a fiancé or something, blah blah blah. Every family is a combination of male and female. So naturally, not necessary that we are hating males or males are hating females. We coexist with nature. That is the equality aspect which is required to be brought. Building and strengthening partnerships with civil society, particularly women's organizations. And legal judicial system is now more responsive and gender sensitive to women's needs, especially in cases of domestic violence and personal assault. The criminal law amendment is taking care of all those things. Please kindly, I request you to meet all these things, and I take your leave with this little bit of addressing with you, sharing my knowledge with you. Must be feeling very hungry. You must be very hungry because the session got delayed. And hope you have enjoyed this session. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Request Professor Kondaya to share his views. Please. After that now we have to sum it up.
Almost all coming to the as the last speaker of the or last but one speaker of the presentations. I am standing in between lunch and the participants in the seminar, and before continue my presentation, at the outset I will thank the Honorable Vice-chancellor for giving me this opportunity to share some of the thoughts on gender equality in the board as well as to the women's rights. And also I thank the NCW for giving me this opportunity, and the respected experts on the dais, faculty members and the students, which we can say the young learners. So I don't make a speech as one monotonously, and from morning onwards we are speaking. I am very advantageous positions. I can say one line, whatever I want to say already said, and I concur with my previous speakers, therefore my speech ends here. Or let me start my speech. I have something to say difference, then I will start my speech again and as fresh. So the topic I have chosen meticulously on gender equality and need to revisit women's laws and policies in India. And the quote which I have taken from one of the success entrepreneurs, her name which you can see is the Women's Corporate Directors from Panama, where she says that take risk, don't be afraid to fall, and don't shield your daughters from failure. So from morning onwards, you are being taken so many quotes. Now moving further, there is a report which comes about the success of the women. Then also we have seen why women is required in the boardrooms. Here I just want to know from all of you, is it difficult to get a class 4 job in a company? Is it difficult to become a director of a company? Or if I ask the young learners, including myself, how much money is necessary to become a director of a company? Or how much money is necessary to start a company? As we talk in the corporate world, so much of corporate law. Do we require 1 lakh rupees, 5 lakh rupees, or 5,000 rupees? Because we have the students from the law universities and other places. Kindly remember, for the new students who are not at the corporate law, to become the class 4 employee, like the peon, you require 10th class standards, or at least +2. To become the director of a company, you don't require any qualifications. An illiterate become a director. Therefore, there is a chance for all of you to become a director rather than employees. That is where the presentation comes. Don't be the job seekers, be the job givers. In the name of the entrepreneurship laws. So one of the UN report says, you require the business strategies and diversities and augmenting of the board effectiveness, positive relationship between a gender diversity and company performance, and also to attract the talent. So they are referring to you require the women on the board. Now, this is a provision from the morning, once and twice it was referred. From 2019 onwards, every listed company having a particular paid up capital should have 1 women director mandatory. This is now compulsory. So therefore, today we have say 1,000 companies which are listed. You have 1,000 women directors. As I said, be very careful. The qualifications, educational qualifications to become a director are not given. Only you require disqualification should not have it. So therefore, all the women in this room are eligible to become a director rather than the class 4 employee. Please think that way. Now the company law made a mandatory provision to the companies which are listed companies. That means a company which listed in the SEBI, they have to mandatorily make the 1 woman director in the board. Now coming to the another one, SEBI SDDR regulations also says mandate. So I am not touching upon the law. As from morning onwards you are listening. Here I want to take one point, as my previous speaker has said, starting from the Article 15, Article 16 Clause 2, and very important article which gives dignity to women is Article 42 of the Indian Constitution. If you are not read again and again. They use one particular term, just and human conditions and maternity relief, because of which we have the new code, Occupational Health and Safety and Code of Working Conditions. That means women and men are treated equally under the code. Women and men are paid equally. And here I want to make one statement. Fortunately, we are following English language. If you take Sanskrit language, there is a statement called Purusharthas. We read in sociologies. Purushartha stands, as we understand, Most of us think men. According to the Sanskrit, Purushartha includes all genders. Men, women and other genders. Kindly remember this logic. Because of the colonialism, because of the Western concept, the division has come. That's not the Purush means not the male. Purush includes all genders according to Sanskrit. And later it has become male is separate, female is separate. So coming back to this list of SEBI regulations also makes mandatory provision. Now there is a penalty. If we don't appoint a director, what will happen? In company law, from morning onwards, you have seen lot of successful people in corporate industry. I want to take one person, one female name, who committed a fraud in jail. She took a bail very recently. Or I can take some names of celebrities who are women directors committed the big frauds. Let me take one by one. The cases are pending. Number one, starting from the president of the Congress party, previously and presently member, Srimati Sonia Gandhi. She is the director of National Herald Company, otherwise called Association of Journalists Limited. She is holding the director post. Coming back to another company, I don't know how many of you have heard. Name of the company is Super Duper TV Private Limited. Super Duper TV Private Limited. The directors of the company were, one presently she is not there. She was none other than the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. The second one is the Sri Sasikala. One of the director was punished and other director, by the time of punishment, she was not there. And other one, SEBI we see, the NSE chairman, Chitra Ramakrishnan, former chairman of SEBI. Kindly remember this case. It comes technology and fraud, where NSE has supplied 2 internet connections. One internet connection is very fast, other internet connection is very slow. Because of the speed of internet connection, one set of brokers did lot of trading, other set of brokers have done less trading. So now she has been caught on the aspects of the manipulation of accounts and fraud. I can give one more case, DLF case, the very big company's case. We always called about the 3 husbands and 3 wives stories, where husband is only fictional existing theories. So when we talk about the women, we have the proper representations, still we want more representation. The point which I want to say here is that law makes a provision. Mind leadership has to come from the mind and attitude. Just because there is a provision, you ask them to sit, it is not going to be successful. From here I will take some of the success stories. This is one of the report. If you are really interested, kindly open and see the World Bank report on international financial corporations. There are 2 Indians are here. One, I can go and tell what she has done. They also made the women into 3 categories. One is called ground bakers, market makers and valuers. Let us see what are the business they have done. One of the business, I think if you are able to see, comes to the, I think not visible. Yes, this is where we can see. Let me take one example from India. Farida Kambata, breaking down barriers in development finance. Let me come to the artificial intelligence. You will find one Indian name, Meena Ganesh. See her name, Meena Ganesh is known for healthcare pioneer and market disruptor. Because stay in home, you are getting Zomato. Stay in home, doctor will come and give a treatment. She created a web online portal, don't come to hospital. Stay in your home itself. I will provide everything to you. And she became one of the topmost market disruptors. And she is one of the great inventor on the healthcare sector. Whatever you want a treatment, doctors are available 24/7. You get the personal services. So where there comes innovation technology and money. When we talk about innovation and technology money, under MSME project, for entrepreneurship project, up to 15 lakh rupees, you can start a company without spending even 1 rupee. The government of India has given a channel, you start your company, later you file your forms and all. That means, once you start your company, you can raise the capital going to the public. Kindly remember, company really doesn't exist. It is only fictional theory, something which is existing called corporations. In reality, is the one person or 2 people or the 7 people. Company cannot, it doesn't have the mind. As we are talking from morning words, intelligence. Company has no mind. Directors of the company, who are the promoters, they are the mind, natural mind, and they are the one who guide how to make functioning of the companies. So when you see the International Financial Corporation, World Bank, the report which I have taken is that World Bank is funding lot of projects when you are going to start the entrepreneurships. Now moving on to the gender gaps. This is actually, if you see the 2 people, training requires. When you talk about the training, women hold only 15% of the board seats and 4% of CEOs and the board chair positions whole world. The statistics says we require more training. I can give a simple example. From Shivakasi to Gandhinagar, Shivakasi, you can see the people who prepare for the crackers or the matchbox 6. If you go to Gandhinagar, you can see the people preparing for the small household nuts, bolts, electrical goods. So you require that skill which comes as a family business or your own business. But unfortunately in India, all the business leaders in India are not by birth business leaders. They are not the business people. If you take top 10 people in India, are not the by birth business. Later they have developed by using of the material resources. Therefore, training comes within, not from the external. So that there is a gap which is existing. Now, the value has to be taken. This morning onwards, people have spoken elaborately. One is more sensitive, non-sensitive. It is not like that. Everyone is sensitive, everyone is adamant in the world. When the ego hurts, people behave very differently. But naturally, we have certain qualities. Where they say the one gender has more sense as compared to other gender. Now we cannot use men and women also. It comes men, women, LGBTQIQ, etc. And they also need reservations. So therefore, when you talk about the one gender to another gender, every gender should be given the equal representations. Now, women's economic power is more important, but this data, if you see the last line, by 2028, they say that women can control 75% of all discretionary spending. That's one of the World Bank report. Then the private equity, just I will take 2 minutes on this. As a teacher of law, this we read the newspapers. It has another name called angel funds, angel investing, and the startups and ventures. Because why we call this one, I have an idea. Generally, if you go to the banker will ask for surety. In the case of venture capital funds, your idea itself is a security and the surety. So therefore, if you have an idea, you get a funding, there is angel funding or the startup funding, or you can say entrepreneurship funds. These are the regulations, but India is one of the pioneers on that. Success stories are there. I can give one example of success story. I think last slide you are having, because all of you are angry. So I am not touching more on the data. Though I have prepared, I will leave my PPT. If you see here, some of you may be knowing Zomato. So without that we cannot live in this world. Where if there is no Zomato, become a tomato our life. We require it is one of the startup companies. And recently Delhi Hotel Association, they filed a case on Zomato. They have the more market share. They eliminated some people on Zomato platform. If I give a simple example, when you go to Zomato or the Swiggy, only 10 hotels will come, not all the hotels nearby. Who decides that one? As spoken by the first speakers, machine learning, algorithms plays very important role. If you type in your mobile, I want to go for a movie, you will get all messages, algorithms. I am depressed, you will get. I am going to Hyderabad, I want to find a hotel. Even if you are not going, for 1 week you get a message. The platforms segregates the markets. Now, there is also huge competition. It's not somebody thought. They prepared an app. In mobile, I was able to see. I thought this is the whole world. But unfortunately, that is the segregated world, not the whole world. Kindly remember, market innovation vis-a-vis market disruption. Because you have a business leaders. I want to be successful. If I don't want to be successful, let others make destructive. So you have the Zomato there, Nestle, all of you know the Maggi case. Without Maggi, we cannot survive. So Maggi is produced by Nestle and Good Dairy Biscuits and the Chocolates Company. This report, I don't want to make it, the report of the stock markets. Now this actually I thought maybe if you are interested I would have taken, but at the time of lunch you can see the projections what they have given. Hindustan and also Apollo Hospitals and the Nestle. If anybody want, they can have a good study on Apollo Hospitals. Apollo is not just a hospital for the treatments. Apollo is huge ventures. Apollo Medicines, Apollo Naturals, Apollo Clinics and whatnot. If you once you go Apollo, lifelong you can live there only. That's what they make it, brand. Then Nestle also is a huge brand. L&T, IDBI and the other companies. So they found as of now, they are representing after the Companies Act, the percentage has increased to the 18%. There are as of now 885 women among 5,000 directors. That was the recent one of the newspaper clipping of February 2024. The data says. And this is a success story of the Companies Act. This I have already helped you. Yes, this is again there are 7 principles which they talk about the women empowerment. I have almost come to the last but one slide. Being a teacher, we always remember the subject going inside the tank or it going overhead tank. So now most of the theme are going over the tank. The 7 principles which recommended by the international community are these. Because you have Erasmus, basically those who are not aware, Erasmus talks about 27 countries except UK. Like when you talk about the US, Australia and the South Asian countries, the Erasmus program or Erasmus country, 27 countries. The principle they say, they have the high corporate leadership for gender equality and also treat equally for all of them. And health and safety, I don't know how many of you have read. As a law students, kindly read recent code. The name of the code, not labor law. Occupational safety, health and working conditions. Very beautifully drafted law which taken care of all the problems what we are facing as of now. Then we have the implementations and also the public report. And the last slide which I want to say, when we talk about the importance of the women, we can only for a hope. The women can create a history either for destruction or for the good things. When you talk about the historical evolutions or the contribution to the society, here I just want to take last statement by the Dharmaraja when he was in a forest where all his brothers were died, and he was asked the Yaksha, I want to get back my brothers back again. There were 130 questions asked by Yaksha. He said, I will going to conduct an exam to Dharmaraja. If you give all answers, then all your brothers will come back. They will get a birth again. You can take them. The first question he was asked, who is having the more patience, or who is the person serves in this world without the selfish? Dharmaraja said, it is the mother and the woman who serves this world without expecting anything. Therefore, our Vedic philosophy says women and the parameters. Second, Ramayana has 3 names. I don't know how many people are aware. Ramayana is not the first name. The first name of Ramayana is Sitaya Charitam, story of Sita. Second, Paulasya Vada. Number 3, Ramayanam. Ramayanam stands for walking of Vedas. Paulasya Vada, very beautiful name of the Ravana. Ravana is not the name, a person who makes big noise. His beautiful name is the Dasagriva. Then the story of women. So we have given all parameters, hard work, humiliation, and the good human being qualities. And I thank the Honorable Vice-chancellor for giving this opportunity.
Actually, taking a lot of pain, Sudha also came from. If you want to share 2 minutes, you can share. Before I invite Professor Vijayalakshmi to propose formal order, please 2 minutes.
Thanks for the Honorable Vice-Chancellor for this opportunity to share a few words. My previous colleagues, as well as thanks to NCW also for in collaboration conducting this program. So my previous speaker, Professor Kondaya, has talked about women in corporate regulation. So women director, section 149 of the Companies Act, and etc. So just I want to give a thought-provoking the 2 aspects. One, women in IPR and women in justice delivery system. First, let me take the women in justice delivery system. According to Indian Justice Report 2023, so in the formal justice system, how many women judges are there in India? In the High Court, around 13%, and in the case of lower judiciary, around 33%, 32 to 33%. What about in the informal justice system? Arbitration or the mediation, in these type of processes, what is the contribution of the women? In case of UC, whether it is an institutional setup or even an ad hoc setup of the alternative dispute resolution mechanisms, hardly in India, less than 10% is the appointments which are taking place. In case of we see the data in the institutional appointment of an arbitration or even a mediation, 6% is only the appointment of women for sitting as in neutrals in settling of the disputes is concerned. So a lot of training to the women lawyers or the women aspirants which is to be done in terms of increasing the number of women neutrals in the justice delivery system by way of informal justice system. So this is the one point I want to thought-provoking idea I would like to give here. The second thing, women in IPR, how many innovations the women are making in the getting patents and etc. So the data again suggests a lot of biasness and which is happening, and the gender diversity which is failing in the case of the women empowerment in the innovations is concerned. So there also a lot of empowerment which is required. These are the 2 things I would like to mention, and once again thanks to the Honorable Vice-Chancellor for this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Brief and succinct introduction. Now, finally, I invite Professor Vijayalakshmi to propose formal vote of thanks. Thank you.
Good
Good afternoon, everyone. I'll not take much of your time because everyone, I know that everyone is really hungry.
This area, there is gender equality is not only a fundamental human right, but also here we can say that it is an essential component of sustainable development. And here gender equality can be achieved only through empowerment of women. And so it is the need of the hour to empower women. And so here there is the NCW recognize the importance of empowerment of women and young girls. And so in this direction, here they have taken an initiative in order to conduct awareness programs and leadership programs. And so here I thank NCW for giving us this opportunity by collaborating with our university. And I also thank our Vice-chancellor, sir, for accepting the invitation given by NCW and for organizing this program. Also attended the program, and here he explained what are the initiatives taken by the government and what are the initiatives of NCW in order to empower women and for the safety of women. And I thank A.Ashok Chalai sir for attending the program and for advising and for enlightening us. And I also thank our chief guest, Hon'ble Srimati Justice Venkata Jyothirmai Pratapa. And here she, as she rightly mentioned, that representation of women in every field is increasing, but not up to the mark. From support, outside support also. And here, so, and she also need determination and several other aspects. And so here I thank our chief guest, Justice Venkata Jyothirmai Pratapa Madam, for enlightening us. And also I also thank Mr. B.Lavan Kumar. And here there is he highlighted the sacrifices of women. Okay, sir. Sacrifices of women by giving the example of his mother. So I thank him, and also I also thank Stephen. Just one more. Stephen sir and Professor Sujata and Professor Kondaya and Surya Narayan Raju and each and everyone.
Actually, Madam Pallavi, who took a
for each and everyone, all the resource persons and all the guests for attending the program in spite of their busy schedule, and and also I also thank Pallavi Madam for bringing their students all the way, and also I thank our faculty, participants and non-teaching and teaching staff and all the volunteers for making the program a grand success. And now there is a lunch at conference hall together, sir. And I request all the participants and the faculty to attend for the lunch.